come on. Are you kidding me? No, it's just everything else. Alright, there we go. Alright, we should be live here on YouTube for the, what is this race even called? The NC Lottery 250 here at Rockingham Speedway. I legitimately, I fell way behind because work and stuff, so I am literally still in the process of getting stuff changed over. Then, so there we go. Got the thumbnail updated. Got the title done. We are here and ready for this one. They are already rolling. Why can't they have like a 30 minutes of build up like they did yesterday? Here we go. Pace car is off. Field in the hands of Parker Retzloff. Green, green, green. Green flags out. We are racing here in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Retzloff and Sanchez on the front row as they head down into turn number 1 here. 250 laps, 60 laps here in stage number 1. Sanchez able to take the lead from Parker Retzloff here. Looks like Connor Zillage must have had some sort of penalty because he was the listed pole sitter. Some sort of penalty or other thing must have caused him to have to drop to the rear. Again, I have been severely behind, but here we go. Kasey Kahne driving the number 33 car, looking to try and make a move after he just got passed by Jesse Love on the opening lap. Here we go. Justin Allgaier looking to the outside as well. One of those Dash for Cash participants looking to try and earn a little extra money here. Alright, so there we go. Again, we are still getting this one settled in here. Alright, so welcome on in. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, we got Allgaier, Jones, Smith, and Kvapil are the 4 Dash for Cash participants here today, racing for the extra $100 grand. And we have got ourselves a pretty good race here. A lot of these drivers have never seen this track before in competition, and the ones that have, it has been a long while. So I think that one makes this a very good opportunity for Kasey Kahne to learn this track. I think the fact that nobody really knows what we're going to see here, I think gives a good chance for, again, some of these guys who have been maybe out of the car for a while, like a Kasey Kahne, to make returns at these types of tracks. Not to mention, pretty cool to see a track return with a classic driver who actually, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think he won the last Cup Series race at Rockingham. So, there we go. And, yeah. All right. Oh, Kasey Kahne got really loose on the bottom of the racetrack there, losing himself a spot as Jesse Love was on his outside. All right, so there we go. Again, we are getting this one set up. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time. But yeah, so again, looks like Kasey Kahne trying to find his footing here as Christian Eckes has now gotten by him for the 6th position again. Yeah, he's been out of the cockpit for a while. It is not a surprise to see him struggle for at least a little while here as we get started. But over time, I think you'll start to see him moving further and further forward. So there we go. All right, welcome on in. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. All right, so 8 laps in. We got ourselves, again, a pretty good race. Can Fox show anything other than where Kasey Kahne's at? Because he's not really in a position to pass anybody, and he's probably pretty content to just ride behind Eckes for right now. So, all right, here we go. Zillage moving his way through the field. That's the storyline I kind of want to keep an eye on here. So, yeah, we got ourselves again, we got Zillage coming through the field from further back here. Brandon Jones, Sammy. Feels weird seeing 3 Junior Motorsports cars in the Dash for Cash, because literally Brandon Jones is the only non-Junior Motorsports car in the Dash for Cash. But yeah, Brendan Poole back in the 27th position. I just saw Connor Zillage is now up into the 25th spot as he is trying to race his way from the back of the field heading towards the front, but it's going to take some time. Carson Kvapil, my pick for the race today in 22nd. Really, I think Kasey Kahne's the pick to win, but no, he wasn't available at my pick for the podcast picks. So since it wasn't a cup race, we decided to do the Xfinity Series race today. And, well, I wasn't picking first, so I wasn't going to get Kasey Kahne, so I went with Carson Kvapil. So there we go. All right, so 11 laps in, we get our first side-by-side commercial here. Again, Sanchez doing a really good job to lead from the drop of the green flag, and we get ourselves our first caution flag of the afternoon. Caution flag flies. And again, William Sawalich making some nice moves as well as he moves his way through the field. We got Ryan Sieg making some progress through the field as well. All right, well, again, you've got a lot of drivers kind of moving around. But, yeah, still haven't seen what the caution's for, but I have seen the lights go yellow, so we are going to have to wait and see. Oh, somebody's spun down on the back straightaway. It looks like it is the... who is that? I can't see the car number because the camera work is not great. Okay. 45 might be car 45 on the inside wall. And the yellow flag is flying. Alright, so there we go. Alright, so yeah, it looks like car number 45 is... yeah, there we go. Starting to drive away. Yeah, it is the 45. So the 45 is... alright, who is in the 45? I cannot for the life of me remember who is in the 45. Let's see. I really wish this race had been a 4:30 or 5 o'clock start time instead of a 4. All right, let's see. So that is Vincent Salas. It looks like. No idea who he is. So I'm gonna say, but yeah, I mean that's one of those things. Though again, inexperience. I'm not surprised. Similar to the truck race when we had the crash. I believe it was on lap 2 that we saw the first caution in the truck race. Again, not surprised, again, as these drivers feel out a brand new racetrack. Yeah, there might be some slips early on in this one. Alright, so let's see. Ryan Sieg in 11th, just kind of looking through some of the highlight positions. We got Matt DiBenedetto down in 15th. I know we got some Matt DiBenedetto fans who tend to hang out around the chat, so always like to kind of keep you guys updated on where your guys' drivers are. Carson Kvapil is in 21st. Harrison Burton, he's back in 24th right now. Connor Zilich, as we mentioned, broke into the top 25. And Kyle Sieg is in 29th. Yikes. But again, still a long way to go. Catherine Legg also hadn't made a whole lot of moves in the Joey Gase Motorsports number 53. So there we go. Again, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. We got 18 people hanging out in chat, and we are here and ready for this one. Alright, there we go. There we go. There we go. Alright, so we are under caution flag for the first time tonight. There we go. Welcome on in. Feel free to let me know who you guys think is going to win this race. I'd love to hear you guys' opinions on it. If you guys think that there's someone that we should be keeping an eye on, feel free to let me know. Because, again, it's hard for me to keep up with every possible story. So if you guys know something, or have a personal favorite driver that you guys want me to keep an eye on, just let me know and I will do my best to try and follow them. Alright, so there we go. 22-year-old first Xfinity Series race for Vincent Salas there out of California. Okay. So, yeah, quite literally a kid in his very first NASCAR Xfinity Series race. Again, I'm not exactly surprised. It's part of the, it's kind of just one of those growing pains that will absolutely happen. He'll work through it, and I can't wait to see how he moves on from here. So, again, He's not out the race. He's going to continue turning laps. So, there we go. All right, so race fit report. Shock and surprise are going to be following along with Kasey Kahne. All right, well, there we go. Chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. All right, there we go. Looks like they've doubled back up, and pace car is already going to be looking to come off the racetrack. That's a really quick one. Alright, so there we go. They're doubled up, ready to go back racing again. Sanchez and Retzloff, they're going to line up on the front row just like they did for the start of the race. So I'm curious to see what the end result here is going to be, but we'll have to wait and see. Brandon Jones, Sammy Smith, some of these other drivers are going to be looking to try and make some moves here on the restart. Kasey Kahne will be restarting in the 8th position as he's 4th car on the outside line here. And here we go. Pace cars off. Field in the hands of Nick Sanchez and Parker Retzloff. Green, green, green. Green flag is out. We are racing here. And now 18 laps down. And this, again, the Xfinity Series cars look really cool around this track. And I would not be opposed to seeing. I know this is going to sound really unfortunate for a certain track, but I wouldn't hate to see potentially Spring Darlington go away if it means getting this track a potential cup date. I mean, it obviously I don't think is the perfect replacement because I think Spring Darlington is such a great race, but I'm just imagining what throwback weekend at Rockingham would look like. I mean, I think that would be an amazing opportunity. So, all right, but there we go. Welcome on in. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time. So yeah, ooh, couple of cars getting really loose there in the middle of the pack. Looked like Eckes and Retzloff both nearly crashed there. They managed to straighten it out, get everything all settled up, but man, that was sketchy. Alright, so there we go. Again, Kasey Kahne just trying to find his footing. And as he starts to find it, he will absolutely start to make his way through this field. And I have no doubt about that. But currently looking to his inside, it's going to be Brandon Jones trying to make a pass on the 45-year-old Kasey Kahne. Which, still weird that he's 45. I mean, he does not feel like he should be a 45-year-old race car driver at this point. I feel like it wasn't all that long ago that he was racing in the 95 car. Yeah, but yeah, there we go. Alright, so once again, Sanchez is broken out to the lead, although Jesse Love is actually taking the fastest lap award away from him here. So Jesse Love with a pretty quick lap. Curious to see if he can use some of that speed to maybe make a pass here on Sawalich. Oh, man. Alright, there we go. But yeah, right now though, Connor Zilich's trying to make use of these restarts to try and pick off some cars while they're bunched together on these restarts. He's all the way up to the 22nd position here. He's making some good passes, but it takes time here at this track. From what we saw in the truck race last night and so far in today's race, it does take time to pass cars, and yeah, you got to be on it, on these restarts if you want to be active. If you want to be actively passing cars, unlike at some of the other mile-and-a-half tracks, like say a Charlotte or a Kansas, where you can pass potentially 4, 5, 6 cars, especially starting in the mid-20s. You can pass 4, 5, 6 cars a lap for the first 2, 3 laps of the restart while they're bunched together. Just doesn't happen at a track like Rockingham. Yeah, at least not from the 1 to 2 races of race data that we've been able to gather from what we've seen. But it's going to be one to keep an eye on throughout the race. See if that maybe, if we maybe see somebody who is able to find that kind of speed to be able to just drive up and start passing 2, 3, 4 cars a lap. And welcome on in. We got 25 people hanging out in chat. Thank you guys for everybody that has decided to spend a portion of your very valuable Saturday afternoon. And a happy Easter weekend to everybody watching as well. So welcome on in. Alright, there we go. Ryan Sieg has entered the top 10. There we go. Nice to see him making a move up there. Taylor Gray looked like he was on pace to potentially win the Martinsville race before he got driven over. Yeah, currently sits in the 14th position. Would love to see him potentially get a shot at this one. But yeah, this is a really weird racetrack because there really isn't another one exactly like Rockingham because it's a high banked 1 mile tri-oval track. So I mean, it's kind of like if Richmond had Charlotte's banking. Yeah, I mean that's probably the best comparison I can probably make is that if Richmond had Charlotte's banking, I think that's right about what Rockingham would be. I mean, slightly shy of a mile long track. Yeah, tri-oval shape, so it's not the normal oval that you see at a track like New Hampshire, which is also a very flat track, and it's not quite as banked as something like Dover, which is another traditional oval. So it's definitely an interesting track, and one I would love to see again. I'd love to see this one become a staple on the Xfinity Series schedule and possibly a Cup date. But again, I think that for the Xfinity and Truck Series to really shine, I think they need to have some races that the Cup Series isn't at. I think they need to have some tracks that are uniquely trucks or uniquely Xfinity Series tracks. And I think there are some tracks that just flat out the Xfinity or trucks just perform better at, and not having to worry about, is this track a Cup ready track? I mean, being able to go to some of these venues that maybe don't have as much raceability for especially again the Cup Series. Like I'm sure. I mean, if you look at the super technical data of the Xfinity car, the truck, and the Cup car, you can find different tracks that each one excels at. You tailor the schedules so that it's not every week. It's not just a double or triple header at the same exact track. I mean, I don't mind having a couple of times where it's double or even tripled up, like Bristol. I mean, Bristol being a triple makes a lot of sense, but like when the Cup Series is out at Kansas, have the Xfinity or trucks racing at a different track, maybe in the same geographic area, but not at the exact same venue. Although Kansas is probably a bad suggestion because Kansas is one of those tracks that does race pretty well. Although, maybe the trucks might not perform as well at Kansas. I was going to say, because the Xfinity races at Kansas have been absolutely great. So maybe that one wouldn't be the first one I would start touching if you're going to start moving dates around. But yeah, so 35 laps in, we've crossed the halfway point in stage number 1. Only one caution so far, and it was a very quick one as the 45 car went for a small spin. So Nick Sanchez has been out front for all 36 laps, and right now it doesn't really look like he intends on giving up that lead, although Jesse Love is there. Jesse Love is close enough that if Sanchez makes one minor mistake, Jesse Love could be in position to try and pounce. But the biggest question is, can Jesse Love stay there? Because that's what we saw in yesterday's race, was that the leader was able to very slow and methodically just work their way away from the field and ultimately was able to put a second or so between them. So there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. We got 29 people hanging out in chat. Thank you guys again. Would love to hear who you guys think's going to win this one. Are we rooting for Kasey Kahne to get it done? Are we rooting for Justin Allgaier? Are we rooting for an underdog like Nick Sanchez or Parker Retzloff trying to make this And again, Nick Sanchez winning this race would make Rookie of the Year battle very interesting, as he is racing for Rookie of the Year alongside William Sawalich in the 18. Christian Eckes in the 16 is another driver going for Rookie of the Year. All three of those guys up inside the top 10 currently. And I'm sure if we look a little further down the board, we'll see guys like Taylor Gray, Carson Kvapil, who are also in that Rookie of the Year chase. I mean, I think that Rookie of the Year battle is going to come down to a playoff push. Connor Zilic in 20th. That's another very strong rookie from this year. This NASCAR Xfinity Series Rookie Year is going to be a fun battle to watch all the way down the stretch. Again, right now, trying to work their way past the 45 car, who is, again, back out on track after the damage in the first instant of the day. Sanchez still has the lead, but Love seems to be turning ever so slightly faster laps here. Yeah, Jesse Love does have the best lap of the day. Yeah, not by much, but he does have it. So again, if Sanchez wants to try and hold on to this lead, he's got to start to gap the 2. Because if that 2 is able to stay close like this, any small mistake Sanchez makes could be the thing that opens the door here. And once you open that door, it'll be hard to get it shut again. Alright, so there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so 43 laps in. Again, this time is just ticking away here, but right now, again, Sanchez and Love, they're close enough that we will end up having a fight for this win at the end here. Alright, so there we go. Alright, so again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. And, oh, there we go. Jesse Love gets all over the rear bumper. Almost corrects Sanchez. Sanchez gets loose, but Jesse Love to the bottom. Love is going to take the lead here. And Jesse Love now in front of the field. And now he has proven he's got the fastest car. He has the chance to try and gap this field here. Jesse Love in that RCR number 2 car. If Jesse Love is able to take the lead here and dominate this race, but yeah, he had Nick Sanchez hung way out to the side there, which, honestly, the fact that Sanchez didn't wreck that thing, I mean, major credit to the driver of the 48. He is a really good wheelman to not lose control of that car. But, again, the driver of the 2, he was just going to put on the pressure and keep it going as high up the... he was just going to keep ratcheting up the pressure until eventually, the 48 was not going to be able to keep up. And we saw that today with we saw that a moment ago as that pressure just was a little too much there. Alright, so there we go. Again, we are chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, there we go. Alright, so again, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Also, for anyone who is a more general sports fan, again, this upcoming week I will be streaming the first night of the NFL draft here on the channel. So that will be a fun one. Hopefully you guys are excited for that as well. Alright, so there we go. We got 40 people hanging out in chat. Thank you guys for everybody that has decided to spend a portion of your day here. They are currently at a side-by-side commercial break. 9 laps to go in this stage, and we are closing in on this one. And let's see. Jesse Love, Allgaier up to the second position. Sanchez has dropped to third. Seems like possibly the dirty air is starting to get to Sanchez. So William Sawalich looking up the inside to try and maybe take the spot here as we're closing in on the end of stage number 1. And into the back bumper of the 53. And that is Catherine Legg going around. And William Sawalich just took out Catherine Legg. And Kasey Kahne did get a piece of that one as well, which is a very unfortunate one to see. But yeah, the 18 of William Sawalich went right into the back of the 53 car, and Catherine Legg's car is destroyed. Hopefully she's okay. And a massive hole on the front of the 33 car. No! Kasey Kahne's shot at a win might have just ended there due to a wreck that was none of his doing, but he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time for the 33 car. Oh, man, and there goes almost everybody's biggest draw. I mean, I know Kasey Kahne was my biggest draw for this race. Rooting for the Candy Cane guy. All right, we're actually up. Wow, we're up to 2975 on the subscriber count. Only 25 subscribers away from 3,000. Thank you guys for everybody that has watched this stream and has for anyone who's decided to subscribe again. Thank you guys. We were trying to hit 3,000 by the end of the month, but yeah, William Sawalich just drove right into the back of the 53. Could have lifted off. Could have done any number of things. Why run right over him? And I think that's just running out of talent there for the 18. I mean, there was no reason to do that. Now you have front end damage. Kasey Kahne got damage, and you completely took out Catherine Legg. And I can't wait for people on Twitter to start spinning this one as Catherine Legg did something wrong, even though she literally was just there. I mean, I'll call it how I see it. I mean, William Sawalich just completely ran out of talent right there. So, yeah, just drove right into the back of her, right on the back corner, and that's one of those things you really can't do if you're trying to push it. If you're trying to do any kind of bump and run, you have to be able to hit them square on the bumper, and maybe don't hit them that far into the corner, because at that point, their wheels are turned, and bumping a car with its wheels turned just does not sound like a recipe for a good situation, so... Again, maybe there was something he was trying to do and he just missed, but yeah, that definitely seems like a lapse in judgment there. And again, I feel terrible for Kasey Kahne. That Hendrick car's paint scheme, the number 33 car, coming down pit road with a whole lot of damage, and his day is going to be basically over. Now, maybe they can pull this one out. I'm curious to see what they are going to end up, what they're going to try and do here. So they've got one guy up there trying to push down the hood. They got the tire guy or the guy who took the tire off at least, attempting to try and pull out the front fender, see if they can reshape the front of that car to make it work. I believe they are, they can cut off parts, they can use tape to replace parts. I don't believe they're allowed to just straight up put replacement parts on, which is a little unfortunate. You can't just go and replace those parts that are damaged. It makes sense because, again, there were a ton of debris cautions before. So they're going to try and reshape this one, get out the bare bond, the tape, try and get this thing taped back up. I don't know if we go back racing before the end of this stage. So I think this stage might be over here. So there we go. But yeah, 41 people hang out in chat. Thank you guys for all 41 of you guys that have decided to spend a portion of your day here with us as we're getting ready for this race. Alright, so there we go. Again, the drivers are rolling here. 5 laps to go. They could get this thing restarted. It's all going to come down to whether or not they can get this thing going here. Alright, so there we go. Again, Feel awful for Kasey Kahne. Feel awful for Catherine Legg. Yeah, both of which being involved in that one. Alright, so there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time, though. Again, I feel terrible for Kasey Kahne. Again, did nothing wrong and ends up being involved in this caution regardless, so. Alright, there we go. When they go back full screen after this State Farm commercial, boom. There we go. Alright, we got that fully synced up. We are ready to go. Hey, Jaco, how's it going? Hi from Toledo. All right, nice. Welcome in from Toledo. That's that town that's in Ohio, right? I think I've got the location right. And here comes the leaders. Nick Sanchez stays on track. The two lead cars coming down pit road. Nick Sanchez though fakes them out, tries to makes them think he's coming to pit road, and yeah, they're gonna. So they've opened pit road. A lot of guys are coming down to get their tires now. Nick Sanchez and others are going to try and stay on track, try and get some stage points here. And we're going to be getting ready for this one. Hey, I appreciate having you in here as well. So here we go. Again, yeah, we've got 4 laps to go, so there's going to be a short sprint for these stage points at the end of the stage. So a bunch of drivers are going to have stayed. Oh, contact! Jesse Love and Thomas Enizitia on pit road. The 70 and the 2 come together on the racetrack. Allgaier, the first car out. Carson Kvapil able to jump up 8 spots. But Jesse Love is going to be the storyline here on pit road. He just had some significant contact there with the number 2 car as he was coming out of his pit stall. The number 70 car coming into his pit stall. Just a mistimed communication there with the guys up on top of the pit box there. Yeah, released him when there was a car coming in and ultimately having some contact. But yeah, Nick Sanchez, Parker Retzloff, Ryan Sieg, Jeb Burton, and Matt DiBenedetto all appear to have stayed out. In fact, actually, Anthony Alfredo, Clements, Kyle Sieg, and Daniel Dye have all stayed out. So the front 9 cars have stayed out. 10th on back will be on fresh tires. Yeah, the 2 things we're going to be wanting to watch for in this short run to the stage is how fast do the drivers carve through the old tires, and is there going to be tire spin? Lights are off of the pace car. They're doing the choose cone right now. The front 2 cars to the bottom of the racetrack. The next 2 go to the top. So they are splitting this one up, and we're going to see these drivers try and split this one and see where they end up. But lights are off on the pace car. That means we're going to go racing next time by, and it will be a 2-lap dash. We'll see a green, we'll see the white flag, and we'll see the checkered flag for stage 1. So we'll get a 2-lap sprint, possibly less if we end up getting a caution flag on the way there. But yep, we have ourselves again, 9 cars staying out, trying to capitalize on earning these points, especially some of these guys. Nick Sanchez, Parker Retzloff, some of these drivers who you don't normally, especially Parker Retzloff, Matt DiBenedetto, some of these developing teams that are would love to try and make it into the playoffs, and they're going to need to stack every point they can get. So here we go. They are lined up behind the pace truck. Again, lights are off. We're going to be getting ready to see this thing go back to racing here shortly. As, they're doubled up 2 by 2 by 2. And we're just waiting to see that pace truck go diving for cover here. All right, so there we go. Yep, there goes the pace truck. The pace truck is diving for pit road, running for cover. Field in the hands of Ryan Sieg. Green flag is out. Nick Sanchez and Ryan Sieg off from the front. And now it's a question. 2 laps to go. 2 more times around. So 2 laps to go here at Rockingham. We're going to see a 1-lap dash at the end here as they're going to come to the white flag. 1 lap to decide the stage winner. Will it be Nick Sanchez? Will it be Parker Retzloff? Will it be Ryan Sieg? Coming down, the white flag has been waved for stage 1. Again, 1 lap to go here. Some of these drivers on tires are trying to make some moves. I don't know how far they'll get, but they are going to try and put some effort into it. But here we go, rounding 3 and 4. It's going to be Nick Sanchez off of turn 4. Sanchez wins stage 1. Retzloff, Ryan Sieg, Anthony Alfredo, Jeb Burton, the top 5. Kyle Sieg, Carson Kvapil, Matt Benedetto, Jeremy Clements, and Brandon Jones, the other drivers earning points. Daniel Dye stays out to try and earn stage points. And he comes up 1 spot shy of the stage points in the 11th spot, so he doesn't earn any points. Yeah, so those 9 drivers we mentioned, they will now come to pit road under this current caution flag and get their tires. That way they aren't complete sitting ducks for stage 2. So Carson Kvapil on a 2-lap sprint like that was able to go from in line in 11th. He was able to jump his way all the way up into the 7th position. So he was able to pass about 4 cars in 2 laps, which again, for fresh tires, that is a very good. That's a very good amount of cars to be able to pass it, and especially off a restart where you were kind of boxed in to start with. So that's kind of our sign as to, okay, how good fresh tires will be. Of course, we would have liked to have seen this run be a little longer to kind of get an idea as to, okay, what is the difference between fresh and new tires on a, say, 10 or 15 lap run, because that's where I think the old tires would have definitely been a bit more of a question if we had, say, 5-10 laps to go as opposed to 2. But yeah, Nick Sanchez, though, ends up picking up the stage win after leading 50 of the 60 laps. That's a pretty good stage 1 record there for him. Of course, Jesse Love leading the other couple of laps there. Let's see, where is Jesse Love at after the contact with Zetia? He is in 15th place currently. And what happened to Justin Allgaier? Allgaier was lined up in the 10th position. He ends up losing 7 spots on the restart. Well, I gotta know what happened to Justin Allgaier on that one. I'm hoping we'll get a replay of whatever after this commercial break. But yeah, Justin Allgaier lost 7 spots off the restart. I mean, especially considering he was lined up on the same row with his Junior Motorsports teammate, Carson Kvapil, who will be racing against him for the Dash for Cash. I mean, that is a very important spot to not lose. Now, obviously, the Dash for Cash only takes into account where you are at the end of the race, so there's still plenty of laps to go. I mean, we are barely under 200 laps to go in this one. But, yeah, that's just something to keep an eye on there. Alright, so there we go. Again, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. While we are under a full screen commercial break, let me go ahead and plug in the other camera, because something else we tend to do to help fill some of these caution breaks is that we will go ahead and open up some cards. So, go ahead and, let's go ahead and refresh the camera and get this in frame. There we go. So we got some more booster bundles picked up here. And let's go ahead and put the wrappers in the trash can. But yeah, so I figure it's a good way to help fill out some of the time in the caution periods. Again, we'll be back to the race shortly. Sometimes we do NASCAR cards. Haven't seen any in stores in a minute, so. But I also collect Pokemon, so let's go ahead and open up some Pokemon here. Alright, there we go. There we go. We got our 6 packs. Nope, they are coming back from commercial break already. Alright, well, let's go ahead and open up 1 pack real quick, and then we'll be back over there for the this one. Let's see. So yeah, so there's showing some stuff from the Masters, it looks like, which is, the U.S. Open, which happened not far down the road. So here we go. We got Cloptopus, Baroom, Mankey, Magmar, Swoobat, yeah, Tazone, Curlia. Oh, we get a shiny, shiny full art Fortress. There we go. Reverse Clavapus and holographic Raichu. That Raichu card's actually pretty cool. Alright, well, there we go. And let's get flipped back over to the main screen for the restart. Alright, here we go. Again, we're 5 laps in here. They're going to open up pit road. And the drivers are going to come down pit road. So there we go. Alright, so there we go. Nick Sanchez hits his box. Stops a little bit far back, but that should hopefully open up options for him to get out of his pit box, unlike to try and avoid the same issue that we saw from Jesse Lovin. Yeah, there we go. He gets out of his pit box, no problem, no trouble there. Alright, there we go. Race off pit road. Sanchez, Sieg, Jeb Burton. Gaining a couple spots. Parker Retzhoff losing 2. Clements coming out in the 5th position. There we go. Alright, so again, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, there we go. Got that one. Alright, here we go. Alright, so again, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. They're back to a full screen commercial break, so we'll flip back on over. So you'll see that we'll pivot back and forth between these two screens a fair amount, especially during these full screen commercial breaks when there is no racing going on. Carson Kvapil has inherited the race lead as he obviously stayed out after he pit at the end of the stage 1 there. Alright, there we go. Boom. Alright, so we got Mime Jr., Maschiff, Gimme Ghoul, Lechonk, Nemona's Backpack, Kilowattrell, Nest Ball, Shiny Shroodle. Oh, we get a bluish green Chen Pao secret rare. There we go. And a golden go. Alright, well, hey, that was a pretty cool card to pull. Don't know the value on it, but man, a double hit on that one. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and do at least one more pack before we come back from the commercial break. Yep, we got at least one more ad, so. Alright, here we go. Let's see. Nemona. Charmander, Rare Candy, Tandemouse, Nemona's Backpack, Whimsicott, Atticus, Reverse Artisan, Reverse Numel, and Full Art Judge. There we go. We're getting some pretty cool hits. I love the Paldean Fates series when it comes to the shiny Pokemon that you can get, along with the full art. So there we go. Alright, so again, we're just chilling out here. Currently at the end of stage 1. Yeah, currently waiting out the caution break in between. Let's see if we can get another cool pull here. Alright, they are coming back from the commercial break, so we will be back to racing here shortly. We will flip over to the other screen here in a moment. Alright, we got ourselves an Execute, Char Cadet, Ralts, Toad's Cool. Ooh, saw a bit of something back there. Lantern, Link Alone, Clive. Yeah, we got Reverse Moonlit Hill, Reverse Pikachu, and a Mimikyu. Alright, well, that one was not as great, but hey, we got our big pull of the round. Flip back on over as we get ready to go back racing. Alright, there we go. Alright, so there we go. Yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. I'm going to just load all the commons and uncommons in there. We got our Raichu Hollow and the other two cards to sleeve up in a minute. But we are getting ready for the restart. Alright. Again, 10 laps currently into this stage already. Again, this the stage ending caution feels like it's taken a little bit. I mean, especially for having just had a caution flag. What did they, I mean, they didn't have a whole lot of procedural stuff to do. Alright, so there we go. Alright. Here we go. Pace truck is off field in the hands of Carson, Kvapil, and Brandon Jones. Green, green, green. Green flag is out, and they are back to racing 11 laps into stage number 2. Brandon Jones versus Carson Kvapil, though. That's a battle for the Dash for Cash, in addition to a battle for the lead here. Jesse Love, after the contact with the other car early on, he's on the pit road. He's oh man, he's back up inside the top 5, which is a great sign for him. He's up to 4th, looking for 3rd here on Brandon Jones, as Sammy Smith has also entered the picture. Sammy Smith trying to maybe look for a way to try and get around the 20 of Brandon Jones. But right now, Carson Kvapil out in front of the field, Taylor Gray behind him. Those two are both battling it out for the Rookie of the Year battle. So 2 rookies at the front of the field. And I say, it is definitely an interesting one. And a new fastest lap. Carson Kvapil just set the new fastest lap of the race. Let's go. Carson Kvapil with a 142 mile an hour lap average. 142.9 miles an hour for that best lap a moment ago. Yeah, that surpasses... oh no, Jesse Love just took it right back with a... Jesse Love just took it right back with a 2:43.7. Yikes. Almost a full mile an hour faster by Jesse Love there a moment ago. Taking that one back. And here we go. The 88 of Zilich trying to find his groove here. Obviously, after the success that SVG was able to find in the Xfinity Series, Zilich wants to try and prove that he's even better than that, which, I will say SVG definitely still struggled on the ovals, but the fact that he was able to get 3 road course wins, I think Zilich wants to try and at least equal that mark, and considering the fact that he won the Xfinity race at Circuit of the Americas, he's already got 1 win, and he's locked into the playoffs, so. And, Chris Wright got up into the fence. Chris Wright up into the fence driving that number 5 car. He was on the outside of Kyle Sieg, but I didn't see any contact. That must have just been aerodynamics or something. And yeah, he just slid right up the track. Not a great way for Not a great thing for the 5 car there of Chris Wright. You hate to see it for him. And here comes Ryan Sieg coming down pit road. Uh-oh, Ryan Sieg coming down pit road and works his way up to 16th. Let's see. Let's say, I'm curious what... Okay, he had a vibration team. Thought he might have had a loose wheel. No! No! He thought he had a loose wheel, so we're going to have to wait and see where he is on the... where he ends up on this one. But that is not a great situation for him. Alright, well, there we go. Ryan, that basically eliminates Ryan Sieg, at least for now. We'll have to wait and see where he ends up. How many laps down is he? Because that's going to be the biggest factor as to if he's out of this one for a decent chunk or not. So, Ryan Sieg is down 2 laps with 2 other drivers only 1 lap down, including Kasey Kahne is only 1 lap down. So, if we can if he can manage to, hope that this stage does not run green. He needs at least 1 caution in this stage to try and get Kasey Kahne back on the lead lap. Then he could potentially take the caution, the free pass at the end of the stage, assuming that nobody else gets lapped in that time frame. Then he'd only be 1 lap down entering the final stage, but that is still a long way to try and go. Now, if we can get 2 cautions in this stage, get the free pass during one of them, I think you put yourself in a much better spot. So, currently at a side-by-side commercial break, but not a whole lot happening. That would be my best bet as to how Ryan Sieg could try and recover this. But again, that strategy all hinges on the crucial detail that you get back on, you can get a rash of cautions, which, as of right now, unless you go out there and start wrecking people, you don't really have a whole lot of control over whether or not you get the cautions that you need. Alright, so there we go. We are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. We're just sleeping up some of the cards while we are talking here. We got Nick Sanchez versus the 91. No idea who's in the 91 at this point. Alright, so there we go. Again, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. 34 people still hanging out in chat. Would love to hear who you guys think's going to win this race at this point. Again, we got Kvapil, we got Love, we got Gray up near the front of the field. You could think that maybe Zilich or maybe even Sheldon Creed going to try and end his losing streak here. Alright, there we go. Alright, so again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so there we go. Alright, coming back from commercial break, and here we go. Let's see what we got. So, just coming back from the commercial break, we got, again, the 2-car battle at the front of the field. You've got the Carson Kvapil versus the two of Love. So, again, Love right now has the faster lap time, but As I say, Carson Kvapil, he's been out front. He's been leading this one. He's gotten 26 laps led under his belt, which is over double what Jesse Love has led. Love, though, wants to try and get back the lead here. Let's see. Let's see. There we go. Alright, so 31 laps in, so we just crossed the halfway point in stage number 2 here. And they are starting to catch lap traffic, which is them lapping these cars is going to make it even harder on Ryan Sieg to try and make this comeback happen. Because again, if Ryan Sieg wanted to make this comeback happen, he needed to be able to get back on the lead lap. And getting back on the lead lap has just been made that much harder here. Because until he can get to only one lap down, he's going to have to fight to try and either find a wave around or because he can't even fight for the free pass position until he's only one lap down. Because at the moment, there's cars one lap down that will just get it ahead of him. So it is definitely an interesting position to be in here. If you're Ryan Sieg, I don't envy you trying to figure out what you're going to do about this. Alright, so again, 34 laps down here, 94 laps total throughout the race so far. As again, this race is ticking away pretty quickly here. Welcome on in. Alright, let's go ahead and see. And there we go. The 45 car moving nice and easily out the way. Gonna play nice with the leaders. Gonna allow them to both go on by. Again, Jesse Love. We saw what he did to the 48 car. Do we see him pull the same move on the 1 car where he just drives into the rear bumper if he can get to him? Yeah, come close to spinning the guy out and basically let him try and fend for himself. Either he spins out and takes himself out, or you can sneak past while he's trying to recover. Again, I hope not, because I think Jesse Love has both the speed and the talent to race him clean. And here we go. Goes side by side. Jesse Love down the inside. Love to the inside. He's got a nose out ahead. And there we go. Jesse Love is able to take that lead. But here comes Carson Kvapil looking up the inside, going for the crossover. And there we go. Carson Kvapil wins on the crossover move here into 3 and 4. And down to the bottom of the racetrack, and that's Carson Kvapil getting back out in front of Jesse Love. Love back to the inside, though. Love getting alongside the 1, not able to make something happen there as he pulls back into line behind the 1 car. That would have been a crazy one if Love had been able to hang on to that car, but he ultimately had to bail out and just settle for second place for at least the moment. Again, still 20 laps to go in this second stage, but yeah, he was. I think he knew he was playing. He was playing a bit risky there, trying to pass the one of Carson Kvapil there. Again, Kvapil pulled off a very good recovery move there in the going with the over/under strat. Alright, so there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, well, we are working our way through this one again. 40 laps through this stage, and Justin Allgaier getting in behind the 44 Brendan Poole here. Let's see, what's it going to be? And there we go. Justin Allgaier clears Brendan Poole. Weird to think that was actually a battle for position just now. Allgaier Oh, wait, no, sorry, that wasn't a battle for position. Brennan Poole is off the lead lap, I guess. Justin Allgaier up 17 spots since his restart when he had to restart at the back. So there we go. Again, we've got ourselves a pretty good race going here. Again, the Jesse Love versus Carson Kvapil battle to the checkers is going to be a fun one to watch. And we get another side-by-side commercial break. Maybe it's just because I watch way too many races on Fox, but this feels so refreshing to have racing that doesn't get interrupted by a full screen commercial break during the green flag proceedings. All right, here we go. Here we go. Looking up the inside, Jesse Love. Oh, Love looking to the bottom of 4 wide for a moment there. Jesse Love led the lap, I think. Hard to really tell as they were working their way through some heavy lap traffic here. Carson Kvapil, though, on that outside edge, manages to hang on and takes back the lead of the race. So even if he didn't lead that lap there for a moment, he did get back to the front. So there we go. All right, so again, Carson Kvapil making that pass there, able to get back out in front. Now, he could potentially go ahead and try and take this one here. All right, so again, here we go. Kvapil making his way through that lap traffic, and all right, here we go. Let's see. Oh, the 88 of Zilich is slow on the racetrack. Uh-oh. He's slow and he just passed the start finish line. That means Carson Kvapil, or not Carson Kvapil, Connor Zilich, I mean, the other Junior Motorsports rookie, could be in a bit of trouble here. Yeah, we're going to have to wait and see what ends up happening. If he ends up coming to pit road, if a caution comes out, so far it's looking like it's staying green. But yeah, right now, though, the alright, so there we go. Right now we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. And Kvapil, Love, Jones. Again, Brandon Jones has been able to catch back up and play right alongside the racing guys. So there we go. So again, Brandon Jones trying to go up against the driver who took over his former ride, the number 2 of RCR. Or sorry, no, not Brandon. Brandon Jones didn't have that 2 car. That was Sheldon Creed who had the 2. Brandon Jones was in the 19 previously. And oh man, we got contact with the outside wall, and it is the 45 yet again up into the wall. No, it's actually, sorry, that's not the 45. My bad. It's the same color scheme. It's the 00 of Sheldon Creed as we were talking about him. Sheldon Creed with a flat tire. And Sheldon Creed, the commentator's curse. I mentioned him, and he has a flat tire. Well, I gotta send an apology message because, yep, that was definitely a commentator curse right there. Alright, there we go. Alright, so again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Yeah, currently under the caution flag here as we got Kvapil, Love, Jones, Gray. Again, here we go. Let's see, let's say some of the highlights that we might have missed here is, there's the battle 4 wide up the middle. Again, Kvapil had to find a way through there at the very end, and that contact there almost sent Chris Wright back up into the wall where he was earlier. So that was almost a situation there. Alright, so there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. So first 3 races versus the last 6. Throughout the season. Again, these last 3 have been so much better for Brandon Jones. He's got a win at Darlington. He got a good one there. Let's see. Alright, so yeah, we're just chilling out here. 9 laps to go on the stage. We're going to get another short run to into stage here. Alright. So again, it'll be a little bit of a longer run this time, but it will still be a short run to end the stage. I'm curious to see where the end of it's going to end up being. We've got, let's say, a lot of mechanics getting ready to hop over the wall. Should be getting ready for that one, for the pit stop here shortly. Now again, some drivers are going to stay out to try and earn those points, those ever crucial points. Speaking of points, let's talk about the NASCAR Xfinity Series point standings coming into today. So the battle at the cut line right now is Harrison Burton is only plus 2 points above Jeb Burton for the final playoff spot as it currently stands. Guys like Ekis, Sanchez both entered the day only single digits below the cut line. Taylor Gray 20 points below the cut line. So some drivers having some pretty good days that really needed them. I mean, those drivers there desperately needed the points. Guys like Parker Retzloff, William Sawalich are so far back, I'd almost say that they're basically in must-win territory already. 8 laps to go, though, and there goes the 20 of Brandon Jones. He's already down and away. The 2-car of Jesse Love getting his service done. Alright, so there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. 38 people hanging out in chat. We are currently, again, 24 subscribers away from hitting the big 3,000. Jones, the first one off pit road. Kvapil second. Jesse Love in third. Fourth is Gray. And Mayer jumps up to the top 5. So there we go. But guys like Dean Thompson, Jeb Burton, Jeremy Clements, Anthony Alfredo, and Matt DiBenedetto stay out to try and play the game here. So we'll have to wait and see exactly where that all shakes out. But as of right now, I don't think it's necessarily a bad idea there. Let's see. All right, 8 laps to go here. Are we going to see them double this one up and get ready to go? Alright, so there we go. We're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, there we go. Alright, again, we're just chilling out. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Again, I don't know if I'm probably not gonna be doing anything with WrestleMania tonight. Actually, what time is F1 at tomorrow? Again, I'm not promising anything, but let's see. If F1's at a time where I could maybe stream it, we'll see. Where's my F1 app? There it is. So I know Formula One races tomorrow, unlike the rest of the world. So let's see. What time is Saudi Arabia? 1 p.m. Good chance I won't be home for that race, so don't expect to stream tomorrow. Let's see. Verstappen, Piastri. Hey, they got 4 different teams represented in the top 4 spots of qualifying. No 1-2 for McLaren, no 1-2 for Red Bull, so that's pretty good. Alright, so there we go. We're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so there we go. They're talking about Kasey Kahne with the health with the health report that they do. We should be getting set up and ready for this one to go racing when we get done here. So there we go. Talking about how he's gonna go and get a beer after the race, regardless of how it goes, win, lose, or wreck. And here we go, down pit road goes Connor's Village. Going to potentially be double checking on something here. I'm not sure, but that would really be. I mean, if he already pit, it's not a big deal that he is going to have to. That he's coming back down, but I am curious as to why he's coming back down. So. Yeah, there we go. He's gonna. Looks like they're gonna go ahead and swap out those right side tires. Maybe he thought that one of the lefts were loose. Or sorry, yeah, the lefts were loose. All right, and there we go. It looks like are they? Are they showing a replay? Okay. Hard to tell when they jump around to a bunch of different highlights as to, okay, is this what's happening right now? Because it looked like they were showing a highlight of them pushing the 88 back to the pit road, or back to the box. But yeah, no, 88 is still out there on track, so there we go. 88 Zilich will re-enter the track, and again, this will be a question mark. We got 5 laps to go on the stage. I'm going to be excited to see. Again, we got Dean Thompson, Burton, Clements, Alfredo, DiBenedetto. Alright, so again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. But yeah, we are chilling out here. Hopefully we can get a good restart going. Here we go. Lights are off on the pace car. Alright, lights are on the pace truck. We are ready to go back racing. It'll be a 3-lap dash this time. So, in stage 1, we had a 2-lap dash. This time, it'll be a 3-lap dash to the checkers. Again, lights are off on the pace car. We got Jeb Burton in the Celsius car, the 26 and 27 on the front row. Dean Thompson and Jeb Burton will be alongside that front row. Alright, so here we go. Again, a 3-lap restart. Cannot wait to see what happens here. So there we go. Yeah, so they're talking about being prepared in case of the tire spin, especially for all these drivers at the front. Again, the top 8 or so have did not come to pit road this last time. And here we go. The pace car is off. Field in the hands of Dean Thompson and Jeb Burton. Green flag. Green flag is out, and we are back to racing. Dean Thompson jumps out to a lead here. Again, Jeb Burton going to try and hang close, although Jeremy Clements on the inside going to try and see if he can maybe put himself in a position to try and win this stage. Again, though, Dean Thompson out in front of the field right now. The 27 of Burton going to try and make this one happen. Again, so far. But yeah, right now, though, again, Dean Thompson out in front of the field. 2 laps to go. 2 more times around. Dean Thompson over Jeb Burton, Jeremy Clements, Matt DiBenedetto, Anthony Alfredo, the top 5. Again, guys like Brandon Jones, Carson Kvapil, Jesse Love, all trying to make their way through this field as quick as possible on their new fresh tires. Jones up to 6th. Kvapil to 8th, and then the Alright, so here we go. 1 lap to go. Last lap. Let's see. Rockingham. Last lap of stage 1. Or sorry, stage 2. Last lap of stage 2. Dean Thompson off the corner. Uncontested. Dean Thompson will win stage number 2. Jeb Burton, Clements, DiBenedetto, and Alfredo the top 5. Brandon Jones, Jesse Love, Carson Kvapil, Kyle Sieg, and Taylor Gray round out your top 10. Sam Mayer in 11th will be the first driver to miss out on stage points. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's get these last 2 packs opened up. Yeah, so again, of course, this has to be the week that there is no there's no Cup Series race on Sunday. Otherwise, I'd love to be hyping up a Cup race. All right, so we got Barboach, Numel, Maractus, Haldane Student, Dawn Fan. Ooh, I think I see something in the back there. Electric Generator, Grapple Lock, Haldane Student Reverse, Annihilate Reverse, Full Art Iron Treads. There we go. Alright, so we got the full art. One pack left. Come on. Bubble Mew. We need the Bubble Mew to be in here. I say Bubble Mew is what we're chasing. I would love to be able to pull a Bubble Mew. Alright, we got ourselves a Clobopus for Jabax. Den. Noivat. Primate. Ultra Ball. Mousehold. Oh, shiny Tinkatink. Alright, there we go. Anything behind it? A Charmeleon Reverse Hollow and Professor's Research Hollow. Alright, well, we got a baby shiny. So, no Bubble Mew from that, unfortunately. No special illustration rare. It's been a minute since I've even pulled an art rare from this set, which is a little unfortunate. Yeah, we're still under caution for the end of stage 2, so you guys are not missing a thing. As we are just chatting it out here as we open some cards. Let's go ahead and switch up sets here. Well, let's go to the Journey Together set, the new stuff. The newest Pokemon set that's been released. Alright, so again, we're just chilling out here. Figure this is going to be the way for, again, this is a fun way to hopefully pass some time. You know, I got some NFL stuff that will be opening during the NFL draft because, again, I will be streaming a week from Thursday. Next Thursday, I will be streaming round 1 of the NFL draft here live on the channel. Same style as I'm doing for the NASCAR stuff. Looking forward to doing some draft coverage. Hopefully it'll be in the new studio, but I don't know yet at the moment. Alright, so there we go. Alright, we got our Journey Together packs, and they are back from commercial break, so we will get to those in a bit. Alright, so again, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, flipped back over to the main screen. Here we got 34 people hanging out in chat. Thank you guys again. I'm amazed with the support we've had throughout the stream again. I would love to see it. Hopefully you guys are excited. And here we go. Coming down pit road, we got Dean Thompson leading them down pit road. Jeb Burton, Jeremy Clements. Alright, there we go. Everything's coming down pit road. Let's see. What do we got? Alright, so again, Dean Thompson. Again, most of these drivers who stayed out at the end of that last stage, not exactly the magic group that I would have expected to be overly interested in, but as I say, I won't knock it. I won't knock the group too bad, but yeah, I'm not overly concerned with where they come out because again, there were so few of them, and they were mostly cars that so far today have really not struck the top 10. So here we go. Dean Thompson off first. DeBenedetto up 2 spots. Jeb Burton out in third. Fourth will be Alfredo, and that will round out your top 5 cars off pit road. Alright, there we go. Alright, so there we go. Again, we are chilling out. Let's see. Alright, let's go ahead and see if we can pull an Allgaier here. Haven't pulled any, I've pulled one SIR from this set so far, so hopefully we'll be able to pull another one here. And so, yeah, I will say the pull rate on Journey Together is a whole lot better than the pull rate on Prismatic or any of the other recent sets. Prismatic being historically bad. So here we go. We got Purloin. We've got Professor Sada's Research. Cutie Fly. Pet a Little. Kling Clang. Ends Castle. Hot Sanaconda. Reverse Centric. Reverse Toad's Cool. Hollow Metagross. Alright, nothing big there. Alright, also keeping an eye, because again, we will be flipping back over as soon as possible for the, when the, race comes back on. Do not want to miss anything there. Alright, we got Rookity, Clink, Nimble, Larvitar, Hop's Choice Band. Taking a little bit together, we got an Articuno, Hostwick, Verse Pelipper, Komala, and Hollow Ends Reshiram. Okay, no, still no art rares. But we're not doing terrible. Again, the pull's a little bit surprising that we haven't gotten a pull through 2 packs of Journey Together. Let's go ahead and do one more pack and we will be back from the commercial break. So, they're doing the ad right now for Talladega. Talladega next Saturday afternoon. I'm looking forward to streaming that. 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Also, if the night 1 draft stream goes well, you can definitely expect that there's a good chance I will stream night 2 as well. Let's see. Mr. Mime, Toadscool, Sprigatito, Paparaja, Redeemable Ticket, Spiky Energy, Reverse Nimble, Reverse Swinub, and Hollow Kilowattrel. Man, 3 packs in and no hits. A little bit surprising for that set, but there we go. Getting set up here. Brandon Jones and Jesse Love are doubled up, ready to go back racing. Carson Kvapil in 3rd, Mayer in 4th. Lined up, ready to go racing. Green, green, green. Green flag's out. We are back to racing. And here we go. Those 4 at the front of the field, again, those are going to be some of your biggest contenders for this win today. Carson Kvapil looks extremely strong. Jesse Love. Oh, Williams Wallach is around. Oh man. Oh. Williams Wallach goes around and I nearly threw up. Wow. Yeah, Williams Wallach spewing smoke out the back of his car here, and that is not great. Alright, what happened? Okay, so he's 3 wide here. Oh, Thomas Anazetia, once again, he just gets loose on the bottom of the racetrack. tags Brennan Poole, who goes up, who already had the 18 basically right on his door. All right, well, at least in that case, there wasn't much that the 18 could have done. I mean, yeah, he didn't have to be right on the door of the 44, especially because in that situation, he was already, he would have been getting side drafted by the 44 anyway, which would have slowed himself down, but again, nothing directly that I could say he did wrong there. Although I can definitely say I probably would have tried to do something different, but who knows? He also might have been clearing himself down and would have wrecked himself regardless of what Inazipia did. But again, hard to tell what exactly would have happened without knowing the full context of what he was thinking. And until we get a post-race interview from him, we won't know for sure. Because no way didn't go inside his mind and find out what he was thinking. So here we go. Let's see. We've got a Remoraid, a Carablast, Kecleon, Torchic, Cloth, Lavincia, Alolan Marowak. Oh, we got a Reverse Volcarona, Reverse Caterpie, and Mamoswine Full Art. Or not Full Art, but yeah, EX. There we go. We at least get an EX pull. Yeah, the pull rate on this set is supposed to be a little bit better than the normal sets, or at least better than the recent sets, but honestly, I think I had better luck with Paldean Fates. Well, I haven't pulled the SIR from any special illustration rares from Paldean Fates either yet. Alright, so again, we're just chilling out though. Hopefully everybody's still having a good time. Yeah, if you guys are enjoying the stream, feel free to hit the like button and subscribe if you guys are new so you guys don't miss any future videos or live streams. Alright, let's see. Drampa, Durant, Morgrim, Stunfisk, Selgor, Hops Corviknight, Greedent, Rescue-Fant, and Reshiram! There we go! That is an SIR right there. Let's go! And nothing behind it. Well, Lily's Revolve be behind it along with the fire energy, but there we go. That is one of the chases from the set. Hens Reshiram Illustration Rare. There we go. Alright. That is a beautiful card. Alright, they're showing the... so it looks like they're getting ready to come back from commercial break, so we'll flip back over to the main camera. Actually, they're doing a piece here with Connor Zillich, again, previewing Talladega. Okay, they just said 4 p.m. Now they're saying 3 p.m. Which one is it? Alright, here we go. Alright, so it's an $18 card, roughly. Certainly not bad. I will take that. And let's go ahead and get that thing sleeved up right away. As they're showing some more replays here, and again, just not much he could have done there. Came down while saving himself. He ends up tagging, I think it was Josh Williams in the 19, got a piece of that, so that is certainly not great. Alright, so there we go. Alright, I got a buddy who sent me a photo of his, so let's go ahead and get the send him that one back here. Alright, so there we go. And here we go. Pace car is off. We're getting ready to go back racing. Field in the hands of Love and Brandon Jones. So Jesse Love on the outside, Brandon Jones on the inside. Green, green, green. Green flags out. We are back to racing. 116 laps to go. 116 to go. Not a lot of laps. Again, we're over halfway through the race here. And you got to be careful going through the remainder of this one. You do not want to end up being the cause of this next caution flag. Alright, so there we go. Alright, so yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. But yeah, so it looks like Jesse Love able to take this lead, but we got contact in the back here as more cars kind of just bumping into each other. No spins or anything, just a little bit of incidental contact, no major spins, so good on them on the car control here, but man, I don't know what I ate today that's got my stomach so upset. We're gonna just power through it. Here we go, Jeb Burton trying to make some moves here. Yeah, these drivers on the fresher tires here is they're trying to make some moves through the field, but having only like 5 laps fresher tires is not going to matter in about 5 to 10 laps. Those tires will equalize eventually and will make it essentially a non-factor here. Oh, come on! Greg Van Alst goes around, caution flag flies. And we got ourselves yet another caution here. Greg Van Alst, the 35 car going around. And that one is going to be another caution flag. But yeah, that one brings out the caution flag once again. This is the rasher cautions someone like Ryan Sieg needed. Let's see. Where is Ryan Sieg? Yeah, let's check this one out. Alright, Ryan Sieg got back on the lead lap throughout all this. He was back on the lead lap. Alright, let's see. What about Kasey Kahne? Kasey Kahne's lead lap. Connor Zillage will get a free pass here, it looks like. Alright, yeah, they go to a commercial break. We're going to go ahead and... Yeah, we're under caution flag and commercial break, so you're not going to miss anything. We're going to flip back on over here, open some more cards, and we'll hopefully pick some more up here. But yeah, that's not a bad card to pull, though. We pulled the ends rusher in. We pulled an illustration right. That was kind of the goal. It's not the Lily's Clefairy or Lily's Rabambi, which are the 2 biggest value pulls from the set, but that one's a pretty cool one to pull. Especially as someone who quite likes Reshiram's design as a white dragon. So here we go. We got Watrell, Squawkabilly, Clang, Turret, Lily's Pearl, Banette, Pangoro, Dunsparce, and Sigilith, and Butterfree. Alright, well, that one, again, we got a pretty good pull, but that one was actually fairly dry on overall pulls. Again, we got the big one from it. But, always like to be getting, again, about, my magic number, for pulls in most sets, my usual rule of thumb is to try and aim for about 30%. So one hit, and that includes EXs and all that, and all the other like smaller hits. At least one of those every 3 is usually what I try and go for. 3 to 4. The fact that we only got 2 of them in, well, I guess 2 in 6 packs is actually right about that. 1 in 3. Alright, one last booster bundle here. Let's see what we got. Alright, yeah, again, we're just chilling out here. So next Saturday at 3 or 4 o'clock, because again, their ads show 2 different times. All right, they're coming back from commercial break, so we will be ready to go back. Flip back over there, but I just want to get this at least ready. Boom. There we go. Alright, so we got that all set up. Let's flip back over to the main camera as we get ready. They're showing some of the highlights from some of the old Rockingham races. Again, I think this track is really cool, and I think it's very different from all the other kind of more standard 1.5 milers, but definitely is I just don't know if there's necessarily room for it on the schedule if we're also going to have North Wilkesboro, if we're also going to have if we're also going to have Bowman Gray. I think, again, all those tracks trying to find a date, especially cup dates. Alright, so again, here we go. We're doubled up, ready to go back racing. Lights are off on the pace car, and here we go. Set that over there, and get ready to go racing. Alright, so again, Jesse Love and Brandon Jones on the front row, Taylor Gray and Carson Kvapil row 2. Row 3, we've got Sam Mayer and Sammy Smith. Oh, man. Alright, so there we go. Again, we're getting ready for this one. Should be a good race going on. It feels weird that we got 3 Smiths in the series and none of them are related. We got Sammy Smith, Chandler Smith, and Zane Smith. Hey Jamie, how's it going? This has been a very fun race. Absolutely, I agree. I saw you posted something in our group chat about the side by side under the yellow. I'm not sure which yellow that was, but I know that they've gone and done a lot of side by sides, which then a yellow happened during it, which is impossible to predict. Green flags out. We are back to racing, but yeah, this race has been a ton of fun. And again, I think a race like this could have a place on the Xfinity or truck schedule long term, kind of replacing kind of the old school Iowa date when Iowa used to be a truck and Xfinity only, or even Gateway used to be a truck only event. I think that would be something that I still believe that is something I think that would be good for the Xfinity and Truck Series to kind of have tracks or have certain tracks that kind of feel like a special event that is just for them. Of course, if the Cup cars could come here and put on an amazing show, I wouldn't be outright stopping them, but it wouldn't be necessarily my first stop for a potential additional Cup race. Again, I hinted that maybe Spring Darlington move the throwback race to Rockingham. I mean, I think that could be pretty cool, but again, Darlington is not exactly a track I'd be itching to move a Cup date away from. But that would be a spot to try and not add too many races in the Carolinas. Yeah, I think that would be a good way to balance it out. But yeah, again, that's just kind of an initial thought from obviously a race and a half worth of experience here. But again, Jesse Love out in front of the field. He's also got the fastest lap. And then everybody behind him basically is a Dash for Cash driver. Kvapil, Jones, and Sammy Smith, second, third, and fifth, are 3 of the 4 drivers racing for that Dash for Cash. Allgaier in 9th is as far back as the Dash for Cash drivers are. So if you're going to want to win that Dash for Cash, you're going to have to be right there in that mix. And okay, was that Parker Retzloff up the track? Somebody was way up the track and caution flag flies. And yes, it was Parker Retzloff up the track. Why is the caution out for that? Why is the caution flag out? That should not have been a caution. Oh, there it is. The 07 car crashed. Okay, yep, that definitely deserved a caution flag. Patrick Emmerling in the 07 car goes into the inside wall. I completely thought that they threw that caution for the 4 car getting out of line and scraping the fence a little bit, which, if they threw the caution for that, it would have been absolutely soft. But no, they got that one right. I just hadn't seen the spin, so good on them. They got the call right there, but we are having a lot of cautions here down the stretch in this latter half. So there we go. Again, Patrick Emmerling going to roll down pit road here. Going to set us up for yet another restart here. I mean, that's kind of the thing, though, is that I don't want this race to devolve into just a caution fest. Okay, so Emmerling spun right behind the 4 car. Again, I only saw the 4 car go up and get close. I didn't see any of the 7 car going down there. But yeah, he spun out there. Oh, there we go. With how Cup Bristol Spring bombed, maybe switch for Rockingham. I mean, certainly race entertainment wise, I think it definitely bombed. But attendance was at Bristol. I mean, yeah, they certainly didn't fill their 150,000 seats. And obviously Rockingham was a sellout. But I also leave the fact that Rockingham only has about 30 to 40,000 seats. I'd be willing to bet that Bristol probably sold 30 to 40,000 seats at their venue. But when you spread them out across 150,000 seats, it definitely can look empty. So here we go. 1 car coming down pit road, Christian Eckes. So Eckes will pit from the 8th position. Not many other top drivers coming down. I did see some other drivers a little bit further back coming to pit road. So a couple of drivers coming down pit road, and we will see where they all come out. But Eckes throwing on some tires, gonna maybe try and hope that we can get a green flag run going after this to actually be able to utilize those tires rather than just going heat cycle, and basically making the age of the tires close to irrelevant because you've already heated them up and cooled them down so frequently. So there we go. Again, we've got 100 laps to go. They go to commercial break, so. Alright, let's go ahead and open up some more packs. So we got more Paldean Fates here. But yeah, I don't know. Again, I could see Bristol's spring race potentially being moved to this track. I'd have to look into it. I don't know who owns, is Rockingham owned by SMI? If so, I think that makes that a very easy switch to make. If Rockingham isn't SMI owned, I think you'd be hard-pressed to try and get SMI to give up a date of theirs, especially when I think there are other tracks that need to lose a date. Yeah, so here we go. We got Dene, Nimona, Natu, Rare Candy, Moonlit Hill, Dawn Fan, Mouse Hold, Reverse Chincho. Ooh, we get a Reverse Magmortar, and we get a Houndstone. Alright, no hitting that one, but still got 5 more packs, so. Yeah, that one, again, I'd be interested to see maybe but again, I think, honestly, maybe the Clash. I mean, again, I obviously wasn't the biggest fan of Bowman Gray Stadium beforehand, but honestly, I feel like this kind of track could put on a pretty good exhibition race, and that is if NASCAR really wants to try moving the Clash around. Now, if they want to do a point state, yeah, Bristol Spring or Darlington's spring race would probably be your best two options to try and move a cup date. All right, we got ourselves a Lapras, Mime Jr., Mischief, Barboach, Moonlit Hill, Dawn Fan, Atticus, Shiny Kilowattrel. There we go. Reverse Hollow Nest Ball, and a holographic Gimme Golden Goal. Alright, so there we go. They're back from commercial break, so we will flip back on over. Alright, so again, after yesterday's race, we're going to see a very different race to what we saw yesterday, because yesterday's race we went green flag forever to the checkered flag. I mean, they went a long way. They're starting to enter that window again where could they maybe make it to the end on fuel if they get one, maybe two more cautions? I mean, we've gone 49 caution laps up to this point. Lights are off on the pace truck. Truck is running for cover here. And here we go. We're doubled up, ready to go back racing. And it is green, green, green. Green flag is out. We are racing here with 97 laps to go. 97 to go. Jesse Love on the outside. Carson Kvapil to the inside. Kvapil going to try and hold Jesse Love on that outside. Staying side by side down the back straightaway. 2 by 2 by 2. As they head down into turns 3 and 4. Again, Kvapil trying everything he can to try and stay that inside of Love, but ultimately Jesse Love is able to clear for the time being as he goes and takes his spot. We got Taylor Gray versus teammate Brandon Jones for the third spot. Not sure how they're going to settle that one out. You got Sammy Smith as well coming from behind, so it's going to be a little bit of a tougher one to try and figure out which one, how they try and make that one work. But there we go. Brandon Jones gets out ahead, and now he can kind of block both lanes behind him between the 8 of Sammy Smith and the 54. Just comes down to where that momentum's going to be coming from. Where that momentum's going to be coming from. Here comes Justin Allgaier, one of the fastest cars in the entire field, going to try and see if he can maybe make some moves here. Although, again, we have not... passing has been a little bit of a premium at this track, which... by all means, I think that can make for a much more exciting race if it is going to be if you can't just go and pass 5-6 people in a single lap. I mean, again, similar to races at Kansas, I mean, you can go and pass 4, 5, 6 cars fresh off the restart at Kansas. But here, it's a pretty tough task to try and pass a car. It just takes a lot of time and maneuvering. And caution flag, Justin Bonsignor. And I am absolutely aware I am absolutely butchering that pronunciation probably. But yeah, Justin goes to the inside wall. And he is going to bring out yet another caution flag. Yet another caution flag flies. And we've got ourselves the yellow flag being out here. Alright, so there we go. Again, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, let's see. What happened to Justin here? Alright, he got a little loose, got tapped by the 27, and then just lost control off the corner as he tried to throttle it back up. So he never really got his feet back underneath him after that initial tap. You got that very small tap. Again, very incidental, and that's one of those things, 99% of the time you probably can just about catch that one. But every once in a while, you're going to have that 1% of the time where it just breaks loose like that, and you're just along for the ride at that point. So, again, granted, I'm not a race car driver. Maybe someone with actual race car experience could tell you a little bit better what we just saw there. But yeah, 47 laps since last pit, and it doesn't feel like we've even had much for green flag laps. So I'm hoping that we can actually get some green flag running in here. Because again, this race is a pretty fun one. I'm hoping we get to see some more here. All right, so there we go. Ryan Sieg up to the 17th position again. He's gotten the, and I say he's gotten the laps back, which is the most important part there for Ryan Sieg. He and Kasey Kahne back in 17th and 18th place, and here comes everybody coming down pit road. Alright, so there we go. We are chilling out here. Brandon Jones on pit road getting his tires done. Everybody else still looking for their pit stall here. Obviously, Brandon Jones being one of the earliest on pit road. We've seen it all day. His pit stop is done before Jesse Love even really finds his pit box, but he's found it now, and he is pitted here. He's going to go ahead and go 2 tires. Oh, he is blocked in. All right, Maximilian, let's try to not spam the chat, please. First off, I don't know what that is, but also, again, please do not spam the chat. You can type that all in one message. But, yeah, I have no idea what that is, and when it's all coming in one message at a time makes it 10 times more annoying to try and read. So, there we go. But yeah, Jesse Love just got blocked in by both Kasey Kahne and Thomas Anazitia, both coming into their pit stalls, which was what I was trying to say when I saw the messages pop up there. Yeah, again, Max, I only put you on a 10-second thing just so it would clear all the chat messages. Again, just wanted to mention that. Try not to flood the chat with spam. Again, try to keep the I try to keep the timeout somewhat restricted or somewhat unrestricted, because again, I hate it if I get muted for something and then have to wait like 20 minutes to unmute. But all right, here we go. We got Mankey, Little. We get a Pikachu, a Grievard, Electric Generator. We get the Swoobat. All right, let's see. We get a Gengar. We get a Mankey, Little, and a full art Clyde. Is that an SIR? No idea, but yeah, that is a really cool card. Alright, well, there we go. Alright, so again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everyone's having a good time. Yeah, we have, again, the way the cautions were in the first 2 stages felt nice and kind of spread out enough to where it didn't feel super oppressive. Ever since stage 3 started, yeah, it's just been caution after caution after caution. Alright, here we go. We go Lechonk, Execute, Ghastly, Ralts, Mouse Hold, Iono, Camerupt. We get a Lapras. We get a Mavastiff, and we get the Armarouge Hollow. Alright. And they are back from commercial break, so we will flip back on over to the main thing. And there we go. Alright, we got flipped back on over. We will be ready to go. Alright, so again, all these... So again, most of the drivers who just came off pit road are going to be... so there's 5 drivers who didn't pit under that most recent caution. Ryan Sieg, Austin Green, Ekis, Retzloff, and Daniel Dye. Now, they all pit outside of Austin, with the exception of Austin Green, the others all pit 13 laps ago under the previous caution. Austin Green is the one exception. He's been on the track for 39 laps since his last pit stop. But, again, Ryan Sieg, again, he had an unplanned pit stop after a caution flat after his after he felt he had a loose wheel coming off. So, again, good on Ryan Sieg to have gone and pulled that one up here. Hey, Michael, how's it going? There we go. Lots of viewers today. Yeah, hey, I love seeing the viewership that we've had today. And, hey, yeah, we are closing in on that. Yeah. On the big 3K. We are currently sitting, what is that, 22 subscribers away? I think, hey, I'm starting to think we might be able to hit it by the end of the month. Again, we'll be streaming the NFL Draft Night 1 at least, and if that goes well, we will almost certainly be doing Night 2 as well. So here we go. Pace car is off. Green, green, green. Green flag is out, and Kvapil. Oh, Kvapil is shoved up into the fence by Daniel Dye. Daniel Dye not knowing that Kvapil was up there, or worse so, knowing that he might have known that he was up there and just shoved him up into the fence regardless. But Carson Kvapil looking to try and make that move immediately. I kind of want to see the restart to see if he might have jumped out of line too early. But, man, Carson Kvapil with an early move and with an early jump to that outside, trying to take advantage of some of these fresher tires and almost pays a massive price for it. Luckily, we do stay green and everybody stays going the right direction. But that was a very risky maneuver there for Carson Kvapil. Especially because Daniel Dye either didn't know he was up there or didn't care that he was up there. But yeah, there we go. All right, so again, right now we're just chilling out here. Austin Green in the 87 car for Jordan Anderson Racing is out here. Again, he's on the oldest tires of everybody. He hasn't been to the pit road for 39 laps. Now, most of those laps have been under caution, so his tires are probably at least somewhat fresh. But yeah, no, he did spin the wheels just a bit, and yeah, Kvapil did move out of line. Didn't move out of line until after the start finish line. Yeah, no, I don't think he did. So yeah, but I'm starting to think maybe Daniel Dye, that block might not have actually been intentional necessarily, but hard to really tell. So again, I'm starting to think maybe Daniel Dye didn't have as much control over his car as I initially thought when I kind of put most of the blame on him. And again, I apologize if I do put the blame on people a little early, but hey, I will gladly redact anything I say if I realize I'm wrong on a replay later. But yeah, again, right now, Sammy Smith battling it out with the one car of Carson Kvapil. He's trying to get clear here. Sammy Smith, that's another Dash for Cash driver. Right now, that is the battle for the lead in the Dash for Cash. Carson Kvapil versus Sammy Smith. Those are your two leading Dash for Cash drivers at the moment. And Sammy Smith is going to go ahead and get that edge while, again, the one of Carson Kvapil is just trying to find his groove here while they are still kind of stuck behind Austin Green. Again, Jesse Love trying to break through the field to see if he can get back to that lead. Because if he can get to the lead, he's shown the ability to potentially be able to run away with the lead if he can get it. Oh, man. Again, if I sound off, again, I am still getting over a cold, so I apologize if I do sound off, but again, here we go. All right, we got, man, Kvapil still trying to, and Kvapil had more contact with the 25 cars. The 25 the 25 got loose on the bottom, or kind of in the middle there, and clipped the one of Kvapil who was on his outside. Again, Kvapil with some great car control to be able to hold on to that one, but these things are going to start to add up as Kvapil tries to hang on to these ones again and again. Oh, Red Sox score update. 3-1 Red Sox. Let's go. All right, so 77 laps to go. Still a long way to go, but again, right now Ryan Sieg is out in front of the field, and he is starting to run away with the lead. He's gotten it out to almost a 2-second lead here for Ryan Sieg, a 7-time runner-up, second most in Xfinity Series history without a win. Second to only, Sheldon Creed, who we saw wreck out earlier in the race as he had an issue with the tires. So, all right, we are chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time. All right, let's see. All right, so we got Retzloff. I'm kind of impressed that they've been able to hold Gray. Or not Gray. How Gray's been able to hold Jesse Love at bay as long as he has. I mean, Jesse Love is a fast car to be stuck in 5th place, but here we go. Carson Kvapil getting to the inside. He's finally made it past the 87 of Green up into the 9th place, and now he can start to try and run back through the field, but he's 6 seconds behind the leader. It's going to be a tough run to try and get all that back if they say Green. Although, obviously, there's always the chance of either another caution or even the green flag pit stops potentially messing things up. Because I think, and I'm going to heavily emphasize think, and I don't know, I think that everybody in the field, will be about 5 to 10 laps shy on fuel. So I think they are going to have to pit again at the current moment. So, again, the fact that Kasey Kahne is still out here on the lead lap in 23rd place, despite all that damage on the front end of his car, again, it's an admirable job, but man, it's got to be annoying to have done all that work to try and make a comeback here to run the NASCAR Xfinity Series for this race and then to have it taken away that quickly. So there we go. Alright, so again, we're just chilling out here. 70 laps to go. 70 more times around. Again, they can make about 80 to 85 on fuel, which means I think that the guys who pitted under this most recent caution flag flies! Kyle Sieg around! Well, throw the fuel saving out the window. We got ourselves the caution we needed. Caution flag's out, and we are back under the caution flag. Well, that was something. That was sure something. Alright, so that's Ryan Ellis in the 71 car, which is pointed to the inside of the track. Let's see. Oh, the 28 of Kyle Sieg just spun right in front of him and nowhere for the 71 to go. Oh, no, actually, sorry. The 71 got caught up by a completely different thing. He might have been checking up to try and avoid the 28. But, he ends up just with a completely unrelated incident in the same part of the track. So, that is a really weird spot for, Ryan Ellis and Kyle Sieg to both have gotten damage, and that is some more damage to another guy that got picked for race picks this week. Kyle Sieg was one of the drivers selected there. Ryan Sieg out in front of the field here. And his brother Kyle goes around in the back of the field, in the mid to back field. It looked like the 71 might have gotten into the back of Jeremy Clements in the 51 there as they were getting ready to go. But there we go. They go to commercial break. We'll flip back over and open up some more cards. We got 2 packs of cards left here. Alright, we got ourselves a Kvapil, Chincho, Varum, Charmander, Charmeleon. Oh, come on. No, we didn't get the Charizard. Camerupt. Oh, shiny Entei. Let's go. Pulled that one actually earlier, the other day, but yeah, we're gonna let's put that in the hits pile. Swoobat Reverse Holo and Holographic Professor's Research. All right, but yeah, the holographic shiny Entei is pretty cool. All right, one more pack here, and then we'll be out of packs that are at least within. Well, I actually have some more packs on the floor, in a box on the floor that I can reach into if we decide we want to open some more. All right, here we go. We got Toadstool, Woobat, Fancy, Den, Electric Generator, Charmeleon, Crisis Punch TM, Tandemaus, Curlia, and a Gardevoir EX. All right, well, I'll certainly take that. Oh, some pretty cool cards. As they're showing off some highlights here and talking with Justin Allgaier about Talladega, with Talladega being the next race for the NASCAR Xfinity Series in a week or so. All right. So, here we go. I'm going to pick out a couple of booster packs from some different sets here. We've opened a bit of Journey Together. But I've got a lot of Journey Together in here. We'll go a couple of Journey Together to help diversify what I got in here. And we'll open some of those. So there we go. That'll be 7. Let's go one more pack. What's the... Okay, so the back is that. Let's go ahead and try and find one slightly older pack. Oh, I got some older stuff in here. And there's a 2020 era pack. There we go. Alright, so I got some more packs for the next several cautions, because clearly at this rate we're going to have more cautions. Alright, so there we go. Those will be the ones. So we got 3 Paradox Rift, a Lost Origin, 3 Journey Together, and a Surging Sparks. So we'll go ahead and grab those. Alright, so there we go. Alright, so Ryan Sieg still in front of the field here. He's been on track for 36 laps, 26 laps for Love and Gray, who are both the 2 drivers on the newest tires there. Showing last night, Corey Heim coming into the pits, and everybody ended up starting running out of fuel except for Tyler Ankrum, who went to victory lane. But yeah, there we go. Again, the fuel windows here are a little weird. Again, I think Gray and Love and the rest of the field might be in a window where they might make it. I would feel a lot better if they came to pit road under this caution here and absolutely eliminate all doubt. But you never know, especially if you've got an unreliable pit crew that you can't trust to not make a mistake. I think that would be an interesting situation here. So. Alright, there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Looks like they're doing the choose cone. And we'll be getting back to racing here shortly. 62 laps to go is what it will be when we go green. And we should be all good to go here. Yeah, showing the one car of Sam Mayer edging Ryan Sieg at Texas a year ago for the race win. That was back when Chevy hadn't. Chevy still, or Ford still hadn't won a race. Ryan Sieg, a Ford driver. Sam Mayer at that point was a Chevy driver. Still feel like Chevy missed a trick by not using those photo finishes and promotional material talking about beating Ford. Because, come on, that is prime marketing material right there. To be able to talk about being just better than your rival. So here we go. Pace's truck is off, and we are leaving the field in the hands of Ryan Sieg and Christian Eckes as we get ready to go. Green, green, green. Green flag is out. We are back to racing. 63 laps to go. People popping out of line already. And Taylor Gray kind of stacking up the inside line just a little bit here as we go green flag racing. Oh, contact with the outside wall there for somebody. I believe that was the 16 of Christian Eckes. But here comes Jesse Love making his way through this field, trying to make something happen. But ultimately, none of the drivers that I thought needed to come to pit road decided to come and play it that little bit extra safe. So they will be taking their chances with the fuel here if we do go the distance under green. Now, granted, based on everything I've seen recently, I would say that this race will not be going green to the checkers, but it's hard to make that determination at this point in the run. Alright, so there we go. Showing the replay of Eckes getting, or not, Eckes getting into the wall there. Alright, so there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. 59 laps to go. Still plenty of time for these guys to run this one up. And again, right now, Sammy Smith, the best of the Dash for Cash drivers. Kvapil and Allgaier in 9th and 10th are his closest competition. And Sammy Smith currently sits in the 4th position, so it's definitely not over, but Sammy Smith is at least in a position where he doesn't have to necessarily push the attack, because there is that bonus just for being the highest of the Dash for Cash drivers. Yeah, a little extra money in there for them so that they, so again, he doesn't need to necessarily press the attack on Eckes, Sieg, and the others, although I'm sure Sammy Smith would love to get another win. I believe that would be his first win in a Chevy, too, if he does get the win, because his other win came as back when he was a Toyota development driver for Joe Gibbs Racing. So there we go. Alright, so again, the battle for the lead. Again, Sieg starting to put the gap on here while Carson, Kvapil, Allgaier, and Gray are fighting it out for 8th, but it looks like Allgaier is going to hold on to 8th while Taylor Gray and Carson Kvapil battle it out for 9th now. And there we go. Carson Kvapil at least able to win that fight. If he couldn't win that one, I would have been starting to get really concerned. Alright, so there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. If you guys are, of course, hit the like button and subscribe if you guys are new so you guys aren't missing any future videos or live streams. Again, I don't know if there will be a video on the main channel tomorrow. I I had intended on recording a video last night that I didn't get to for the gaming channel. If you guys want to check out my gaming channel, link is in the description. I haven't been uploading there regularly, but there will be videos coming very shortly, including a video possibly tomorrow with a major announcement over there. So stay tuned. But yeah, so again, we are just chilling out here though. We are sitting currently again about 22 subscribers away from 3K. I would love to hit 3K. Alright, so there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Also, if you guys want to check out some more content from me, I did an interview with NASCAR Truck Series driver Stephen Malazzi, over on the channel a week or two ago now. I feel like it was a pretty good video. If you guys haven't checked it out, you guys definitely should after this stream. But yeah, we're just gonna chill out and hopefully have a good time. I'd love to see that video potentially get some momentum, especially so that I can maybe get some more. I'm still trying to get other interviews, but they do not come easy. So appreciate them when I get them because it won't. Unfortunately, it's not going to be frequent. Alright, so 49 laps to go. Again, not a lot of changes happening near the front of the field here. Got something in the sleeve there. There we go. Alright, so again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. 48 laps to go, and again, Ryan Sieg still holding Jesse Love at bay, although I don't know if Jesse Love is really pushing much of the attack here, as he's, I'm assuming, fairly content to just kind of ride right now. Yeah, right now, I think a lot of these drivers are incentivized by the fact that they don't know necessarily, but if they think they have the fuel mileage to play with, they could very much be thinking, hey, if we can all just keep this thing green, I could be in the spot because I think I'm the best on fuel, or I'm the best at saving the fuel. Or at the very least, if someone like Jesse Love thinks that Ryan Sieg is, again, 10 laps worse on fuel than he is, could be in a good spot. Although, again, with the amount of caution laps during those 10 laps, I don't know how valuable those 10 laps are going to be. So there we go. And we'll just have to take a look, see what we got. There we go. Looking up the inside, it's going to be the 7 of Allgaier going by the 88 of Zilich. So there we go. Again, the 7 making some moves here, trying to move himself up. He's now up to 7th place. Again, all 4 Dash for Cash drivers are now in the top 10 as Brandon Jones has just passed Taylor Gray for that 10th spot. So right now, again, Sammy Smith up in 4th is still the best of them. But Allgaier in 7th, Kvapil in 9th, and Brandon Jones in 10th are all going to be coming for him. You also got, again, the question of, okay, not only is Ryan Sieg in that 10-lap holder fuel situation, Ekis Retzloffer in that same scenario as well. So again, I'm curious to see where it all ends up leveling out here. As Brandon Jones getting to the back bumper of the one of Carson Kvapil here. Alright, so there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. And again, showing this battle between Kvapil and Jones for the 9th and 10th spot. Again, Brandon Jones trying to bring the attack while Carson Kvapil is just trying to mind his own business as he's trying to run down guys like Zilich and Allgaier. It's also weird when you're trying to run down a teammate. versus the effort that you put in when you're trying to run down a driver you really can't stand, like, for example, Kyle Busch trying to run down Joey Logano, or Chase Elliott trying to run down Kevin Harvick after the Bristol race a couple years ago. Alright, so there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so there we go. Again, we're just chilling out. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. We got 37 people still hanging out in chat. Again, we've had a really good amount of people throughout the entire thing. Again, massive thank you to everybody who's been a part of this stream. It's going very well, and so far it looks like we're on pace to potentially go green to the checkers. I will say there's no, one problem with the cup race here would be that Larry McDonald wouldn't have any trends of the race to go through. Yeah, and career wins of the top 5. 0 for Sieg, 2 for Jesse Love, 0 for Eckes, 2 for Sammy Smith, and 0 for Retzloff. So that top 5, extremely light on the career wins. As here we go. Jesse Love starting to catch Ryan Sieg. I don't know if that's... I think that's the older tire starting to catch up to Ryan Sieg as Jesse Love starting to really close in on his rear bumper. And I say, Jesse Love the only person within 3 seconds of Ryan Sieg, as Christian Eckes is back about 3 seconds off the back bumper. Alright, so there we go. Again, right now the question is, can you pass him? And 2, do you even really want to push the issue to try and keep pushing him? And granted, he is set to probably run out first, but I don't know how much longer after he runs out. Alright, so again, 35 laps to go here at the line, 35 to go. And again, you want to manage your race. You're running your race here. You're not trying to run your opponent's race here. You just got to try and figure out what strategy is going to be the best for you. 35 laps to go here. Alright, so there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so again, Ryan Sieg versus Jesse Love at the front of the field. They're actually going to be catching some lap traffic here in not very long, so once they start catching the lap traffic, that'll make it even harder there. Alright, so there we go. We are chilling out here. Oh, looking at the inside is going to be Jesse Love looking to the inside for the race lead. 33 to go. Jesse Love looking for the race lead. Ryan Sieg holding tough on the outside. Sieg at the line. But Jesse Love into the corner on the bottom of the racetrack. He's going to try and use as much of that racetrack as he wants, trying to hold him off. But Sieg battling back on the top side. Ryan Sieg with a great battle here. Ryan Sieg out in front of the field, and he's still able to hold off Jesse Love. The power on the top line. That is something really unique about this track. The fact that Ryan Sieg is able to make that top line work to the point where he's able to battle back off the top when Jesse Love has gotten to the inside of him twice now. He's been able to power around the outside and hold that lead. 31 laps to go. I mean, there's still plenty of time. There's lap traffic that he could get stuck in, but so far, massive congratulations to Ryan Sieg, at the very least, on being able to work with multiple lanes and being able to hold on to them. But yeah, right now, though, it looks like Carson Kvapil's kind of gotten stuck in 10th, which is not where you want to be if you're Kvapil. But yeah, right now those Justin Allgaier's broken his way up into that top 5. He's gonna try and he's only about a half second behind Sammy Smith for the position, so that'll be an interesting one as we get closer and closer to this one. Again, the laps since last pit: 71 for Sieg, 61 for Love, and we still got 30 laps to go. I mean, again, that means that they'll be at like 80, 90 laps run on this tank of fuel. I don't know. I would be hesitant to say that you can make it that far on one tank of fuel, but then again, I'm not a race car driver. Alright, so there we go. 27 laps to go. 27 more times around. Alright, let's see. What do we got? Alright, so again, right now, you got Jesse Love. He's gotten to the back bumper of Ryan Sieg yet again. Ryan Sieg holding on to this one. But Jesse Love, he continues to try and make this one tough here. He's going to try and see if he can hold this top spot as they get closer and closer to lap traffic. Again, the lap traffic could be the thing that messes up Ryan Sieg's day. Alright, so again, right now, Jesse Love looking to the inside. Oh, I thought he was about to hit the corner on Ryan Sieg, but just barely clear behind him, gets up behind him, and they race past that lap car like it was no big deal. And on to the next one. Alright, so there we go. We are chilling now. Hopefully everybody's having a good idea. And caution flag flies. Oh, come on. What's the caution for? It's, Blaine Perkins up against the outside wall, and not sure what the cause of the caution is. Alright, so 23 laps to go. We got a caution flag. This is going to be the time where everybody should be coming for tires. And I mean everybody. So yeah, that was a pretty big hit for Blaine Perkins. Again, just kind of went up the track. Looked like maybe a flat tire or something. But yeah, pretty substantial hit. He's going to limp it back to pit road and see what he can do. But that caution flag there definitely changes the complexion of this race. And I say, in a good way, because it's about to make this thing a whole lot more interesting now that we're going to see Ryan Sieg and Jesse Love potentially both coming down for fresh tires. Now, the question is, does anyone risk staying out? Because, again, if you can make it on fuel, we've shown that tires aren't the most important thing, although we haven't seen people having this much of a mix match on tires yet tonight. Tonight would be, if you go the final 20-something laps on, if you go the final 20 laps on your set of tires, we have not seen a restart quite like that yet. Alright, so yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. We are chilling. Hopefully you guys will enjoy this one as we get ready for the end of this one. Kvapil, Jones, Allgaier, and Sammy Smith creating a pretty good run. All right, and here we go. Coming down pit road. It doesn't look like everybody. In fact, it actually looks like a fairly split field. Retzloff, Zilich, the first couple of cars to come down pit road. The Front of the field mostly stays out. Sammy Smith, Allgaier are staying out. Why? Here we go. Into the pits goes Retzloff. He's going to get 4 tires and fuel. Alright, so there we go. But yeah, a little bit of contact there for Sanchez as he was coming out of the pits with car 91 here. But yeah, the front 2 drivers, Jesse Love and Ryan Sieg, opt to stay on the racetrack here. That is definitely an interesting one here. Not sure what the strategy is. I'm dying to find out though. Let's see. They go into another commercial break, or are they just going to talk about the Dash for Cash here? Because, again, we've talked about the Dash for Cash for a bit here. So, it's, again, the 3 of the 4 cars are all right together. Carson Kvapil was on pit road. So, Carson Kvapil on pit road, trying to be the only Dash for Cash driver on fresh tires. I mean, hey, that could make for an interesting run through the field. I will be excited to see that one. Here we go. Just set that up there. All right, 20 laps to go. 20 more times around. The lights are not off on the pace car yet, which means we are going to see at least 1 more lap. All right, there we go. We are chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. All right, so there we go. 19 laps to go. They're doubled up. We are going to be going green with 18 laps to go. 18 more times around. And I am curious to see how this is going to go. Again, 19 laps between, well, it'll be 18 when they take the green flag. 18 laps when they take the green flag between these guys and a guaranteed trip to the playoffs if Ryan Sieg can get it. If Sieg can get this one done, it would be a big win. It would guarantee him a playoff spot. It'd be a first career win for him, too, which is another big deal. Christian Eck is in the 16. That would be a guaranteed trip to the playoffs for him as well in his rookie season. That would be a big one if he could get that win. But here we go. The pace truck heads down to pit road as the field is in the hands of Jesse Love and Ryan Sieg once again. Green, green, green. Green flag is out. And we are racing here once again as all the cars on fresh tires try and bail out a line to try and take advantage of those fresh tires on the in and outside of 3-4 wide. As the front of the field, though, stays relatively uniform down to single file at the very front of it. Ryan Sieg out ahead of Jesse Love here as they go rocketing around this track. 17 laps to go. Again, this is one of the cool... I will say, this is a really cool racetrack just from a visual perspective. Now, maybe once we see 4 years of this, maybe it'll start to look a little bit less special, but yeah, this is a really cool racetrack, at least from a visual perspective. And again, I would love to see Throwback Weekend here. I think that would be a really cool concept to bring to this track as opposed to Darlington, although Darlington does it very well. So, there we go. Again, 16 laps to go again as these cars are flying around this track as fast as humanly possible here. Jesse Love looking about a half car length below. Look at the inside. Jesse Love. Big move to the inside. Door to door. Caution flag flies. And Ryan Sieg, I believe, no, they're going to call Jesse Love the leader as Daniel Dye is the cause of the caution, it looks like. He's got a significant tire rub and a significant push in on his fender. Not sure as to what actually happened there, but it looks like we're going to have to go back to timing loops to see exactly who wins this one. Yeah, right now they're showing... Oh, no, they just flipped it. It is showing Ryan Sieg as the leader, Jesse Love as second, but man, was that close. Because they were about to hit a timing line in the start-finish line, because the start-finish line, as one would expect, is one of many timing lines around the racetrack that they use to kind of get and they go back to the last timing line outside of the yellow that would theoretically end the race. Oh, wow. And Kasey Kahne in the middle of that one, too. Oh, man. No. Kasey Kahne and the 91, whoever that was, all getting involved in this one. That is unfortunate. Kasey Kahne once again involved in a incident there. That is unfortunate for the candy cane. But there we go. Daniel Dye to pit road. They're going to try and pull out that fender, see if they can at least stop the tire from rubbing. But again, Kasey Kahne has just had a really rough go of it here. So there we go. Again, we're just chilling out. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, well, here we go. Alright, so after the sprint that we did get on those tires, yeah, we got Sammy Smith the third, Allgaier in fifth, Brandon Jones in sixth for the Dash for Cash drivers. Then Kvapil didn't manage to gain a single spot. He is still stuck in 16th place. Again, I don't really know what is going on with Carson Kvapil here, but again, I know it's not the easiest trying to pass that. Passes do take some time, but other drivers are able to do it. Why not Kvapil? Again, especially when he looked very fast and at one point held the fastest lap for a moment. But again, we'll have to wait and see. Again, we're getting lined up here. We got 50 people hanging out in chat. Thank you guys for everybody that has decided to spend a portion of your very valuable Saturday afternoon here. Again, happy Easter to everybody who celebrates. Say happy whatever other holiday you might be celebrating here. I know Ramadan's usually around this time frame as well. I don't know the exact one, and they're gonna show the so the timing line that they cross. So they crossed the timing line, and man, that could not be any closer between Ryan Sieg and Jesse Love. Jesse Love was about to take that one. So there we go. So yeah, so there are 8 timing lines around the track. 7 and the start-finish line. So, and then they had crossed line 7. So the only line they had left was the start-finish line. So again, looks like it's going to go to Ryan Sieg. Jesse Love, though, oh, so close to getting that spot. And Jesse Love put up a great fight for that top spot. All right, there we go. All right, so we are getting ready for this one. Welcome on in. We got 54 people hanging out in chat. Again, thank you guys for everybody that has decided to spend a portion of your very valuable day. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. And again, if you guys do, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. Again, we will be streaming the I don't know if I'll be doing F1 tomorrow. I would probably lean towards don't expect me to be doing F1 tomorrow. Alright, there we go. Can't wait to watch highlights. Yeah, I mean, hey, this race has been pretty good. Yeah, I certainly think it'll be a fun one to go back and rewatch at some point, but yeah, I mean, we've only got 11 laps to go, and I think we're going to see 11 really good laps here. So here we go. They're doubled up. Ryan Sieg going all the way down to the flat to try and get the fuel into the pickup, and it looks like he's going to lose the spot. Ryan Sieg forfeits a spot. Ooh. Ryan Sieg out of fuel, and he is going to have to come to pit road here. Oh, that is awful for Ryan Sieg. Oh, it looks like he's going to pop back in line there. But he lost a lot of spots here, and that now gives Jesse Love and Sammy Smith the front row. So, again, Ryan Sieg possibly out of fuel here in a really tough spot. Lights are out on the pace car. We're ready to go back racing, but Ryan Sieg, such a great guy. Unfortunately, he stays on the racetrack. He might think he's good to go again, but here we go. Green flag's out. We are back to racing. And everybody crashes behind. Everybody's torn up. Carson Kvapil involved. Brendan Poole sneaks through. He might have gotten through without significant damage. Justin Allgaier involved, and everybody's crashed. But yeah, Justin Allgaier, major damage. Nick Sanchez torn up. But yeah, that is a massive blow to the Dash for Cash right there. I believe Brandon Jones got damaged. So that's 3 of the 4 Dash for Cashers involved. The only one not involved is Sammy Smith. So, Sammy Smith, now all you have to do is take care of your car, and you will be $100,000 richer by the end of this race. But there we go. Safety crew is going over to Nick Sanchez to check on him, make sure he's all good. But again, that is a nightmare of a situation there for Brandon Jones's car. Actually looks fairly clean, but he does enter a closed pit road to get to prioritize adjustments, which is something you would normally expect out of a car that had significant damage. But I don't see significant visual damage on that. On Brandon Jones. So yeah, so the car in the outside lane actually, whoever that was, Christian Eckes, ran out of fuel or something on the outside line. Yeah, so it looks like Christian Eckes runs out of gas on the outside line. We were worried about Ryan Sieg on that restart, but Christian Eckes goes, and it looks like either runs out of fuel or just does not go on the start. Regardless, though, it leads to the entire field getting junked on that restart there. Again, probably 7-8 cars completely junked, and other cars like Carson Kvapil's went for a pretty significant slide. Although I think, looking at it again, I think, let me try and, I'm going to focus only on Kvapil here this time. I think he may have gotten through without a ton of significant damage. All right, so Kvapil enters the picture here. He does get tagged, but I think Carson Kvapil actually escaped without significant damage. Good job, Kvapil, then. All right, here we go. On board with Jeb Burton into the setting sun as everything unfolds in front of him, and he just goes to the bottom and finds his way through. Jeb Burton, great evasive driving there. So yeah, it looks like Carson Kvapil might have a shot to try and recover, but he's still in 16th place. How is it that guy can never seem to pass anybody, but people have a hard time passing him too? It seems like he's just always in the 5th position, or in whatever spot he's in. And there it is. The red flag has been displayed. The work on the 7 car must stop. Yep, there we go. Yeah, the work to all these cars must stop as the red flag is out. Now, you can do anything else in the pit box. You just cannot touch the vehicle. So, you can go ahead and get parts laid out. You can go ahead and get ready. But yeah, that is a red flag and a massive crash here. 8 laps to go in the race. And again, just another shot at this replay. And again, just Christian Eckes, not sure what the actual damage was there, but he, or what was the cause of it, whether he was out of gas, because he was one of those on the same pit strategy with Yeah, he was on the exact same pit strategy with Ryan Sieg, and we saw Ryan Sieg going down to the apron and even voluntarily losing a spot to try and get some fuel back in it. So, not sure if that was the cause there, but we'll have to wait and see because there's a lot of damage and we're under a red flag. All right, let's go ahead and open up some more packs. So again, we got some Paradox Rift here. So there we go. Alright. So again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. But yeah, man, that wreck was a massive one. Like some of the other ones, they've been impactful, but that one was big. Here we go. We get Yamask, Spin Death, Tinka Tink, Tandemouse, Chantel, Garbodor, Future Booster Energy, Reverse Panseer, Reverse Garganackle, Hollow Esperatha. Alright. So there we go. So we got 3 Paradox Rift packs here. Alright, let's see. We got a Blipbug, Coco, Hone Edge, Dwebble, Future Booster Energy again. We get ourselves a Simisage, Norman, Golbat Reverse, Gabite, and Full Art Roaring Moon. There it is. Alright, we get a pretty cool card there. I believe it's just a full art, not any sort of illustration rare, so it's probably only like a $5 card, but still a really cool art, and one I haven't pulled because I don't open a lot of Paradox Rift. And nope, there we go. We're back from commercial break, and the red flag has been lifted, so we will save the rest of those for later or possibly another day. But here we go. We got somebody on the infield with the Dale Earnhardt Jr. or Dale Earnhardt Sr. there. Hey, KT, how's it going? I don't want the 2 to win. Hey, I would love to see somebody else go up there and get it. Would love to see Carson Kvapil, but at this point, it doesn't seem like he can pass anybody in 16th place. And but yeah, I mean, Taylor Gray maybe would be a somewhat likable winner. Trying to figure out who I would want to win if I could hand pick a winner. Harrison and Jeb Burton have a Burton 1-2 finish. That'd be pretty cool. Retzloff from 8th to 1st would be an interesting one. But yeah, there's definitely some better options to win though. If I was the scriptwriter, I would definitely have some better options than just the than going with the driver of the 2. I think Jesse Love, he's proven that he can run well, which, I mean, that's the biggest thing that I feel like he had to prove was that he could at least run well. But he's already proven that today. I don't think he needs to prove that. I don't think he needs to win to prove that he can run well, especially at a shorter track, because we've seen his prowess at some of the mile and a half. We've seen his prowess on the plate tracks, especially with the RCR program. But I feel like short tracks were a little bit of a question mark before this. Today, I think he's shown competence to run this kind of hybrid intermediate short track style racetrack that Rockingham is. Again, this feels like a really fun racetrack. So there we go. Yeah, Brennan Poole up to 11th place there. Matt DiBenedetto in 12th. So we got plenty of drivers up near the front, and hopefully everybody's got enough fuel to make it to the end of this race. And again, with all these added cautions, they should be able to make it. But if we do start to see drivers running out of fuel, or if we do go into overtime, we could end up being in a really interesting situation where some of those drivers who made those later pit stops might come back into the fray here. Jeb Burton, the most stage points earned on the day. Anthony Alfredo second. Nick Sanchez third. Matt DiBenedetto and Dean Thompson, the other drivers too, have earned the other drivers in the top 5 on stage points earned. Again, we're within 5 laps to go, so it'll be a 5-lap dash here at the Checkers. That's going to be a good one here as we get ready for the run to the Checkers. All right, so there we go. All right, so flashback back to the '92, to the February of '92 with the Rockingham race, and that was, and then October of that same year. All right, there we go. And again, we are getting ready for this one. We'll be getting ready for the restart here shortly. So that was Ward and Jeff Burton. Well, one of the two, Ward or Jeff there. I didn't get a chance to read the thing, and I wasn't around for the '92 race, and it's not one I thought to research before this, so. All right, 5 laps, and we got drivers stopped on the front stretch. Thomas and Nazitia and William Swallow possibly both serving a penalty for entering a closed pit to come down and get some more service done because they decided to pit earlier than they should have. There we go. Josh Williams currently in the 10th position here. Alright, so again, right now we got ourselves 5 laps to go. It'll be about 4, maybe 3 laps to go when we take the green flag. I'm curious to see what it ends up looking like here. Did they double up last time by? Yes, they did. So lights are off in the pace car. It'll be a 4-lap dash. Alright, 4 laps to go here at Rockingham for the NASCAR Xfinity Series race. The pace truck pulls off. Field in the hands of Jesse Love and Sammy Smith as we go green, green, green. Green flag is out, and we are racing here at Rockingham. 4 laps to go. 4 more times around. Guys popping out of line to try and use those fresher tires at the back. And Jesse Love in a bit of a free fall here as he looks like he might have started to reach the end of those tires as his tires are worn out. He's been on these tires for a while. Sammy Smith now to the lead here as we are going to take 3 laps to go. Sammy Smith, 3 laps to go. Looks like the 41 of Sam Mayer might be out of fuel. Oh, spin and crash in the back. Spin. It's a very slow spin. Connor Zilich, no caution. The caution flag now flies as more cars spin in front of him. Sam Mayer and others involved here. Looks like Carson Kvapil might have been in the middle of it as well, and that is unfortunate right there. Overtime in Rockingham. All right, overtime in Rockingham. The caution flag has flown, and that one is going to go and hurt Carson Kvapil. There we go. Matt DiBenedetto torn up in this one as well. That is unfortunate. I hate to see it for Matt DiBenedetto. Such a great driver. Yeah, such a great guy, honestly. I mean, everything I've ever heard about Matt DiBenedetto, especially as a person, absolutely an amazing person. Again, the talent, I've seen plenty of people question the talent, but I think the underlying tempo though is that he's a good guy and he's certainly not the worst driver on the track. So, all right, let's see exactly where that started. So again, Sam Mayer was running out of fuel there in front of the field. Then we had Zilich, who was trying to slide on the underneath a couple of guys, and he ends up getting his nose chopped a little bit. Again, hard to really tell. And then whatever happened in front of them, I have no idea from there. All right, can we get a view a little bit further up? So, okay, this is back before when the 41 first realizes everybody's kind of just diving out of line. So again, the 88 actually kind of chopped the nose of the 11 en route there, and then the 27 kind of chopped the nose of the 18, and ultimately that's what led to that spin. But if we can get a better view down that back straightaway of the bigger crash that happened, I'd like to get a chance to see a good replay of that. Because, again, at this point, I think we've seen that one. Brennan Poole sneaking through that one. Brennan Poole almost got involved in that one. That would have been a massive wreck and a big blow to his day if he'd been involved in that one. Although last week, obviously, was his dash for cash attempt when he had a shot at the $100,000. So, yeah, and yep, that was Carson Kvapil right in the middle of all that wreckage. That is unfortunate. No. So, again, we'll be going to overtime. Sam Mayer out of the car, talking right now with one of the safety people. Again, he looks good. So, again, it's not really a big worry here. But now some of these drivers who are close on fuel are going to have to start looking at possibly going to pit road. And there we go, showing Martinsville a couple weeks ago when Sammy Smith punted Taylor Gray for a shot at the race win, and then Justin Allgaier punted Sammy Smith too. So now Sammy Smith is the leader with Taylor Gray in second after, oh boy, this is about to be fun. We got Sammy Smith and Taylor Gray running 1-2 after their Martinsville beef a couple weeks ago. It's like, that beef at Martinsville was juicy. The beef, if they get into it again here tonight, especially if Gray goes and costs Sammy Smith $100,000, that would be big. Again, I'm not encouraging it. I'm not. As I say, retaliation, I don't think really achieves anything, especially if you do it weeks later and after NASCAR actually did do the right thing in punishing him. Again, now you could argue that maybe he wasn't punished enough. I think the penalty he got was very fair. And it looks like they are going to roll it down and put out the red flag here once again. Yeah, but I think the penalty he got was very fair. I think it would be an unwise move both strategically and emotionally if Gray does go and retaliate on Sammy Smith significantly. Now, maybe a small bump and run en route to the victory here. Sure. I'd actually like to see that. But yeah, here we go. Red flag is out. They're going to go ahead and talk to some of the crew. Let's go ahead and open the last Paradox Rift booster here while we wait out this one. So. Alright, come on. Alright, there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Again, we're currently under the red flag. You guys are not missing a thing. We'll keep an eye on if it goes back green. But here we go. We get Flamigo. Porygon. Love seeing Porygon in the cards. Corey Carrillo. Toad's cool. Earthen Vessel. Mystical Energy. Medical Energy. Steenie. Reverse Seadra. Reverse Gimme Ghoul. And Full Art Coffagregus. Alright, well. Yeah, no, certainly no Groudon, but. No Groudon SIR, but hey, that's a pretty cool card. Alright, so again, we're just kind of waiting this one out. Again, they're currently under a red flag. You're not missing anything. Alright, so again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. I didn't open up another pack. Ben's Joltic, Larvesta, Torkoal, Beldum, Hops Corviknight, Greedent, Regice, Sentret, Noibat, and Regirock Hollow. All right. There we go. Alright, so you're at another commercial break. They've got a consumer cellular commercial with Brad Keselowski. You know, we're under a red flag and a commercial break, so again, you guys are really not missing anything. Alright, so we got Impidimp, Lechonk, Cubone, Joltik, ooh, almost knocked the whole thing of cards, PP Up, Pelipper, Hops Bag, Reverse Foil Petalil, Reverse Foil Cramorant, and Hollow Magearna. Alright. So nothing in that one. I mean, Hollow Legendaries are cool, but we're kind of in it for the really special ones. We got Lost Origin and Surging Sparks after this. So we got 2 more packs after this one here. Alright, we get ourselves a Rockruff, Caterpie, Magmar, Wooloo, Rock Scouting, Volcarona, Low-Kicks, Metapod Reverse, Geodude Reverse, Hops Double. Ah, that is unfortunate. So we go 0 for 3 on pulls from the that one. Paradox Rift was pretty good to us. So we got Lost Origin and we got the Surging Sparks. Let's go ahead and do Surging Sparks first. We'll leave Lost Origin for the end. See if that one maybe contains the Giratina. If that one contains the Giratina, that would be amazing. But it is also only 1 pack, so I gotta temper my expectations. So there we go. And nope, they have officially flipped it from red to yellow, so we should be seeing cars pacing. Again, it will be overtime whenever we get back to it. Alright, so here we go. We got ourselves a Flittle, Blitzel, Trudel, Kecleon, Wochin, Cerulege, Chill Teaser Toy, Reverse Dedenne, Reverse Alolan Diglett, and Hollow Togekiss. That is another miss there on the Surging Sparks. No Pikachu. Alright, one last booster pack. Lost Origin. Definitely seems like these ones should have kept them probably sealed. Alright, so there we go again. They're doing a couple more promotional things, and oh great. White code card might not be the best, so let's see. We go Fire Energy, Gift Energy, Lost City, Seadra, Electrike, Murkrow, Shuppet, Wurmple, Dynamo, Orbital Reverse, and non-hollow Magmar. Or not Magmar, Malamar. But still, yep, a non-hollow there. And that will be the end of the packs for the night, as we are under the yellow flag, and they are sweeping the track, so we will be getting ready to go back racing here shortly. So yeah, that will be it for packs for tonight. So yeah, if you guys want to see more pack openings, I will I do them sometimes over on my gaming channel or during downtime on other live streams. During the draft, we will be opening up some football cards. I've got some optic football cards. I've got some mosaic. I've got a mosaic mega box that we got that I've had just kind of sitting here at my desk, waiting for the right time. And NFL draft seems like the right night to be doing that. So we can draft people who are getting replaced as we can pull cards of people, rookie cards of people who are getting replaced immediately on draft night. Yay! So there we go. Oh, but yeah, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so they are rolling. We are getting ready for this one. We got Sammy Smith, Taylor Gray, Jesse Love, Parker Retzlaff, the top 4. Harrison Burton in 5th. Austin Hill, Brennan Poole, Williams, Josh Williams, Jeb Burton, and Clements round out your top 10 runners right now as we get ready for overtime. And again, some of these guys might be having to come to pit road. Again, Sammy Smith, Taylor Gray, some of these guys are planning on running right to the exact distance of 250 laps, which we are way past at this point. But no, they stay on the racetrack, so it looks like they're going to try and make this one work. But I have a feeling that this is going to end up looking a lot like Atlanta 2024, last year's spring Atlanta race, where everybody was kind of running out of fuel at the end. So here we go. Overtime here. They've done the choose cone. It's going to be Sammy Smith and Gray on the front row. Yeah, Jesse, everybody basically going inside, outside, inside, outside, inside, outside, because we don't really know any better at this track, because it's the first time we've been here in a decade. So 3 laps to go. It'll be a 2-lap restart when we go overtime racing here. All right, there we go. We are chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. All right, so Daniel Dye currently still holding on here. Kasey Kahne has not given up on this race. He is still in this one. But here we go. 3 laps to go. Lights are off on the pace truck. It'll be 2 laps to go when we take the green, and everybody's at risk of running out of fuel. Almost everybody is at risk here, as nobody has pit overly recently, especially nobody near the front of this field. Taylor Gray, Sammy Smith, the 2 drivers who will be in control of this field. Pace truck pulls off. Field in the hands of Sammy Smith and Taylor Gray as they go green, green, green. Green flag is out, and we are racing here. 2 laps to go at Rockingham. The return to the Rock. And let's see. Here we go. Jesse Love to the inside. Love with a massive speed difference here. Looks like he might have saved just enough fuel as they go through the speedy dry on the back straightaway after that last massive impact. And again, Jesse Love looks to have saved the right amount of fuel here as he comes out of the gates blazing here with some speed. White flag, 1 lap to go. Jesse Love in command of the field. Sammy Smith the second. Parker Retzlaff the third. Could we see Parker Retzlaff jump up here to the top spot? We are waiting to see. Yeah, it looks like no one's going to be able to get to Jesse Love here. But could Parker Retzlaff go for second here off the corner? Jesse Love takes the win at Rockingham. Sammy Smith second. Parker Retzlaff third. Fourth, Harrison Burton. And Brennan Poole to the top 5. Let's go, Brennan Poole. A top 5 finish for Poole. That is cool. There we go. Jesse Love, though, the Rockingham winner. In the return to the Rock. There we go. Jesse Love wins it. Certainly not everybody's preferred winner, but at the very least, we got the... we got to the finish, and Jesse Love also gets the bonus point for the most lap, or not for the most laps led, but for the fastest lap. Good job, Jesse Love. I mean, hey, he got it done when it mattered. He saved the fuel. I thought at one point he was out of fuel, so He managed to save just enough fuel, makes it happen, and clearly had plenty of fuel left as he burns it down. A massive burn out here, using up any drop of fuel he has left, burning out whatever remains of his tires, and leaving a massive plume of smoke for the Rockingham fans. What a way to end off what was a great Easter weekend. Two nights of racing, two amazing races, two great fuel mileage strategies, and ultimately, speaking of twos, the 2 car in victory lane for Jesse Love. So there we go. He's going to go out through the roof hatch as he climbs out on top of the car. There we go. All right. So again, if you guys are new here, I will be going through the full finishing order, but if you guys did just come for the race reaction, that will be the end of it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did enjoy this live stream, feel free to leave a like, subscribe if you guys are new so you guys don't miss any future videos or live streams. We are trying to hit that 3,000 by the end of the month. And Jesse Love's car is rolling down the field down the track away from him because he parked it level in the banking, and there we go. They're safe. But yeah. So again, my next live stream, I don't know if I'll have any video out between. I might do a live stream on Wednesday night, basically doing some mock drafts. But until then, I think until Wednesday, you probably won't see another video from me. Maybe Monday or Tuesday I'll have something, but I don't know. So. But again, as per usual, I will go through the full finishing order. So. All right, let's go ahead and go through it. Jesse Love, Sammy Smith, the top two. Nice to see Sammy Smith hanging on for a good one there, but unfortunately not able to get the win. Parker Retzloff, a lovable underdog, coming home inside the top 5 there. Harrison Burton, a driver I think a lot of people started to give up on a little bit. Driving that AM racing car, coming home in the 4th position. Brennan Poole inside the top 5. Great job there and great pick by my friend Brett over on the from both the Thomas Cup Series, and he's also been a guest on the Lap Down podcast, which I am a regular member of. So he made that pick for the for a race pick. So good job him. Brennan Poole coming home inside the top 5. That is an amazing run for him. Taylor Gray, 6th. 7th is Austin Hill. 8th goes to Josh Williams. Good run for him after he got tagged late in this race. Jeb Burton comes home in the 9th position, and Daniel Dye comes home spot number 10. Jeremy Clements, 11th. Hey, that's not a bad finish there for Jeremy Clements. Good to see him getting a pretty good run there. Dean Thompson comes home in the 12th position. 13th will be Brandon Jones. 14th, Connor Zilic. Hey, Connor Zilic improving on these ovals. And Kasey Kahne, in his return to the Rock, comes home in 15th place after a 4th place starting spot and an early crash that gave him significant damage early on. Again, a 15th place finish is very admirable for Kasey Kahne. Anthony Alfredo comes home in the 16th position. Great run for him. Carson Kvapil, again, after a couple of instances where he got some glancing blows, his car just did not seem to be the same as it was before that, so he comes home in the 17th position. Josh Bilicki coming home 18th. 19th will be Ryan Sieg. And 20th will be Patrick Emmerling, rounding out the top 20. 21st will be Kyle Sieg in the 28 car. Justin Allgaier coming home 22nd. 23rd, Garrett Smithley. 24th will be Christian Eckes. And rounding out your top 25, Vincent Salas, the guy who spun out very early in the race and brought out that very first caution flag, ends up coming home inside the top 25. A massive congratulations to him. 22-year-old in his very first NASCAR Xfinity Series race, coming home in the top 25 after an early spin. William Sawalich coming home 26th after a multitude of issues, including wrecking Catherine Legg. He comes home 26th. That's not too terrible. Sam Mayer comes home in the 27th position. 28th is where Matt DiBenedetto finds himself. Chris Wright comes home 29th, and Thomas Anuzitia coming home in the 30th spot. Austin Green coming home 31st. Nick Sanchez 32nd. Blaine Perkins will find himself in the 33rd spot. Ryan Ellis 34th, and Greg Van Alst in the 35 car comes home 35th. Justin Bonsignor comes home 36th. 37th for Sheldon Creed, and rounding out the field in dead last will be Catherine Legg today after she got wrecked by William Sawalich driving that number 53 car. So that will round out your full field here from the Return to the Rock NASCAR Xfinity Series race. Again, thank you guys all for sticking with me. Again, we've got 34 people still hanging out in chat. Again, thank you guys for every single one of you that's been a part of this stream. If you guys have enjoyed it, feel free to leave a like, subscribe if you guys are new so you guys don't miss any future videos or live streams. But until next time, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next video, live stream, whatever you guys decide to do with the rest of your night. Have a great night, everybody, and goodbye!